Hello, everyone. Welcome to Star Wars Vagabonds, but the coldest open ever. We have no intro at all. Pretend the Star Wars music is playing right now, but that I don't have any license for. So, no. Welcome. This is a bunch of ne'er-do-wells and ragamuffins and all together terrible people on the edge of the galaxy. Sure. Doing the best they can, and right now we've got all kinds of things going on. I guess I will introduce myself. I'm Commander Pulsar. I'm CJ, and I stream basically here. I'm going to be doing some more stuff later, I would tell you all the great stuff that I have planned, but it wouldn't be a surprise. So I guess I'll move on and kind of talk to all my wonderful players. Let's see. I want to. Who should we do first? I guess let us do from the top around. We'll start with Tala again. So, Danielle, tell us who you are and who you're playing, and tell us an aspect you think you're going to be using today.
Mm-hmm. Oh. You according to chat, you're muted.
Oh no.
Maybe muted in slobs or something.
Oh. I can't hear the stream at all, but that's not normal.
Is this better?
That's not unusual for me.
Chat, can you hear us?
Yes, you're back.
Awesome. Okay.
Okay. All that again, please.
Hey, hello. I'm Danielle at Raconteur, also running OBS. I am playing Tala Vale. We both use she/her pronouns. And as I was saying, one of her high concept is ex-Imperial Science Officer, which I have a feeling is going to come up today, probably. It comes up most days.
Fair enough. Moving across our top row, we'll talk to RC 1549, also known as Wraith, and go ahead, tell us who you are and what aspect you think you'll be using today.
It sounds like everyone is echoing currently, Danielle.
I told you jinxed this.
I did. I totally did.
Okay. Super CJ's fault.
I'm going to mute myself and go find some headphones. So okay. You guys keep introducing yourselves.
All right.
Sounds good.
Tech goblins are underfoot and are afoot. I am Adam. I will be playing, as you said, RC 1549 or Wraith, an ex-Republic Commando clone mercenary. But I think the aspect that, and I use he, him pronouns, and so does Wraith. And I think the aspect that is a new aspect, because I changed my character around since last week because of some things, is Spark of the Rebellion.
Nice. All right. Running our top row is Turk Bengo, and Jake is sick this week, so we're going to be down one gunslinger. It's unfortunate, but I'd rather him be better and not making his voice worse by doing all the talking we're going to be doing for 4 hours. So we'll go to the bottom row, and I guess we'll go to Ari Schiff, just right below, and we'll work our way left. Go ahead.
I am Zuri, also known as Spooky. Excuse me. My pronouns are they, him. I am playing Ari Schiff, a disgraced debutante turned ne'er-do-well. And I think the aspect I'm probably going to try and use today is there's a problem with my face.
Nice.
Which is a reference to Big Trouble in Little China.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So moving to your left to Halanon Tech. Tell us about Hal.
I'm Zach. You can find me at, I use he, him pronouns. You can find me at Sir Gorals. Also, if I keep up what I did yesterday, you can find me here on Twitch under just Gorals. I was streaming some Horizon Zero Dawn yesterday. I might do more of that. I'm playing Hal Tech, and the aspect I think I will probably get some mileage out of today is not a real Jedi.
Nice. And last but certainly not least, on the left there, Taryn.
Hey everybody, I'm Taryn, he, him pronouns, and I am playing HK-60SN, or Hickson, who is a reprogrammed assassin droid. Everything's going to be just fine. He uses he, they pronouns, and the aspect I'm probably going to be using today is relentlessly chipper.
Super good. Yep, my personal pronouns are he, him, and of course the pronouns of all the NPCs are going to vary by NPC. But yeah, we'll kind of go with hopefully those will, if they become important, we'll throw them out there. But yeah, I wanted to say kind of at the top of this, thanks to Roll for Change, who is hosting this game for us. Every Roll for Change takes donations for charity. Right now, the charity is the ACLU. So any donations you want to make to the channel go directly to the ACLU. It's a great thing. It's been around for a very long time for the advancement, the Civil Liberties Union. Yeah. Anyway, so that's them. I also want to thank Evil Hat for writing Fate, so I get to use it to play Star Wars. This is a Fate accelerated game, and it is using chunks of things that I have stolen from so many other Fate games. Things like Tachyon Squadron, some stuff from the Fate Codex that I've used, and other great games like Jade Punk, and there's all kinds of wonderful stuff out there for Fate. So check out Evil Hat. Right now, actually, Evil Hat's got playtests going on for 3 cool new games that they're doing. A couple of them, they're all getting into the playtest. You can get in there by the 31st of this month. They're doing Girl by Moonlight, which is a Powered by the Apocalypse based game of it's kind of Sailor Moon magical girl game. It looks very, very cool. There's another one about relationships between player characters and their PCs called Thirsty Sword Lesbians, which is good. And another one called Demi-Humans, which I don't know much about, but I'm going to bet that they're Demi-Humans evolved. I'll have to find out more about that one. But anyway, those are all going on right now. And I also want to thank Disney and LucasArts for creating this wonderful world and not suing us for doing this.
Yet.
Yet. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. Yes, the yet.
We already got jinxed once today.
Yeah, maybe I should just not say things. I don't know. This is all player driven today because I'm going to screw something up. Now, to kind of recap what we did last week, and this is where you got to imagine the John Williams score comes in and the opening scroll kind of rolls away from the camera. But last time we played, the group got involved in a high stakes game of Sabacc, in the point where our missing gunslinger even bet his own ship in the pot. They went kind of shopping for parts for the hyperdrive and parts for Hickson so that he could walk, which is, I'm sure he appreciates doing the walking business. And in the process of that, I met a few NPCs, including Tuvarosi, who is the dock master of the city of Mariport, and Eddie Shekra, who is a Chalactan smuggler. And basically, in order to help her, the group decided to raid the Imperial compound to break some cargo out of the warehouse. And that went a little sideways in that they got what they came for, but they also had an encounter with a bunch of stormtroopers, and somebody pulled a lightsaber. So that's a thing that happened. And yeah, and we'll go from there. They've kind of come back to all this happened, and cargo got back to the
that way.
The Sestodan shopkeepers, and yeah, and you have hyperdrive parts now.
Yay!
So yeah, so I think at the time the Sabacc game was happening, and Turk met with Rillo Hoon, who's a Derosi bounty hunter, and she has a bounty puck on a Sestodan named Tunk Bengala, who is a local resistance leader, and that's I guess that's a thing. Do you? Where would you guys like to kind of come back in? Do you want to have a conversation with Rillo about that? Or is there another conversation that the group needs to have about some other hot plasma topic that might be important to everyone?
There's a lot going on right now.
Yeah. Maybe a quick meeting back on the ship with 25,000 credits and a what do we do now sort of situation. It's fair.
Yeah, I don't think we would have confronted the bounty hunter about their puck like right then.
Yeah, it's
I
fair.
had asked if there was ability to win the puck, but then we decided that would make any sense to bet the puck.
Yeah, she would not. But I mean, well, when we had, I know Jake wanted to have a drink with her, so maybe that's still. But I'm going to say probably that's something that is still on the table, but kind of she took a rain check on it or something, so that we can do that next episode when he's feeling better and can deal with that. But yeah, okay, fair enough. So back on board the Vagabond, I guess is it, and.
So we've settled up with the woman who we've stole stuff from.
Yes. So now, 25,000 plus. I believe it was
6,000 credits. I think
6,000 credits. Yeah, for to the group fund to the group for getting that cargo, and of course she turned around and sold it for more than that. So.
Of course you did.
Well, of course.
Yeah, that's the idea. That's commerce for you.
Yeah, that's how it works. And then that was the end of the chain that let us get our hyperdrive, right? So we're now our hyperdrive.
Yes.
Maybe we all like held off until the hyperdrive was delivered.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Well, I mean, it's more like
laying into anyone.
Well, I mean, the goods were going through the same kind of Custodian merchant family anyway. So yeah, like we're going to take the crates to the guy that has the hyperdrive parts, and we'll just swap.
So I think the scene is the ramp comes down as the group like is walking up the ramp with the hover sled of the
sled of parts. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that makes sense. It's kind of like, and in the whole group and kind of. A little separate from everyone is Hal, just because everybody's kind of like, got that little.
Well, I imagine Hal's wanting to just head with the hyperdrive back to where it goes to just fix it by himself.
Yeah, fair.
I'll help.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Thanks,
Tala's probably got like a hand possessively on the hyperdrive and shooting like very exasperated, not angry, but exasperated looks at Hal.
Yeah. Can imagine. Like,
so I'm getting
this is going to be a thing.
So we're saying this whole scene is taking place in the engine room,
or at least might start there.
Yeah, like
that's fair.
Just every few minutes, Tala looks over at Hal and just goes.
Hal is absolutely not going to address it until somebody else does.
Oh, perfect. All right.
Yes, if you don't talk about it, it obviously does not exist.
I mean, that's how Hal deals with his problem so far, is just pretend it's not there and it'll go away, right?
I've heard that emotional health is just important as physical health. I do not have emotions, but I believe that's good for meat bags. Airing your grievances might help.
Thanks, Hickson.
Okay.
Please pick up a psychological certification, Hickson.
I just like, I understand psychology is great. You should feel better about your meat bag selves. That's good. Okay, so yeah, that's awesome. Anyway, go on.
Hal's probably like, as we're both fixing the hyperdrive, like occasionally gives like a furtive glance over at Tala, like, I know you want to say a thing, but you're not, but I'm way too worked up and uncertain to say anything about it. So he just keeps looking her direction.
Yeah, probably like a good, like solid half an hour goes by of just awkward looks back and forth. And before Tala finally sighs and says, what possessed you to turn on, of all things, a lightsaber in the middle of an Imperial facility?
we had to get out, and they were shooting, and I didn't know what to do, and I just fell into what I knew.
They're not going to forget that they saw that.
Well, I think that Wraith killed a lot of them, so that won't be like a problem. Oh no, there's footage.
Yeah, I erased the footage.
Oh,
So you're
well,
welcome.
see? Thank you. We got away scot-free then. It's fine.
Yeah, it's okay
Who is
this
Scott?
time.
Ugh.
Someone who gets away free, Hickson. You've learned a new phrase
Interesting.
today. We got away this time, but next time, because there will probably be a next time.
Yeah.
Let's think a little bit more before turning lightsabers on. I don't care that you have it, whatever, that's your business.
Really?
But yeah, really. But let's not turn it on in the middle of a facility with a bunch of people who've been trained to kill people who possess lightsabers. Deal?
I can promise to consider, but like, I don't really have any other weapons, so
As if on cue,
Wraith comes in. It's like,
and like puts one of the blasters that he just grabbed during the fight. Don't worry about it. I can teach you how to fire.
oh, okay.
I'm just picturing. I'm having this Star Wars Christmas story in my head. It's like, you'll cut your arm off. You'll cut anyway.
You're not mad at me too, are you?
Mad at you? No. Was it wise what you did? No. But
Well,
I assumed that Tala was removing the footage, and so I removed the witnesses.
We won't always be in situations where that's possible.
I know. We may not always be in a situation where I have to not use it.
That's true, but it should be a last resort in a time of desperate need. We don't need the Imperium hunting us, hunting you.
Well, they're kind of doing that already. I mean, not specifically.
Exactly, not specifically. We don't need them specifically hunting you.
We don't need any more unwanted attention.
Yes. I
Says-
like you
Says
how
the
I'd like to
galaxy
keep you
famous
alive.
Ari Schiff.
Shush you.
Thanks. Thank you. I don't know. I expected less support, I guess, and I'm sorry. That says a lot more about how I thought of all of you.
It's your
I think
business.
this situation calls for a group hug. Bring it in. Just the hands slowly extend outward, and just like puts a hand on Hal and Zuri's shoulder. Just not
If you
Zuri.
touch me
Ari.
like
Ari, yeah.
I will end you.
I'm picturing the idea of Hickson's like extending the arms of the hug, and there's like extensions. They just kind of
just
keep going out. Oh, fantastic!
bottling your
felt it
emotions,
when-
Wraith, is a problem.
My emotions are just fine where they are, Clanker. You stay over there.
He's apparently a psychologist droid too. I felt it when all the other Jedi died. I watched the whole galaxy turn against people who can do what I can do. I didn't know how any of you would feel about this, and he gestured at the lightsaber, or what goes along with it.
Well, just keep it in your pants and we should be fine.
That's a really dangerous thing to keep in my... I'll just keep it in pieces like I usually
Probably for the best.
Hey, how we all have secrets, we all have things in our past. As far as I'm concerned, what's yours is yours, just as long as it doesn't get me killed.
The plus side, my past is only like 7 years old, so
He's
I don't know
less
how
likely to
long
get
my
me killed.
past is.
No, Hickson
Right.
we have to decide for Hickson when he got reprogrammed, how old he thinks he is compared to how old the chassis is. But yeah, for being relentlessly chipper, I think definitely a fate point, and another one for being not a Jedi.
Oh, okay.
Throw that out to Hal, and yeah, and basically the kind of that note of it's back to fixing the hyperdrive, and yeah, and we should absolutely be fine. And of course, the camera does a wipe cut to a hospital room, and it's kind of got that imperial gray sort of thing, and the door kind of hisses open, and a really scruffy looking 5 o'clock shadow, just kind of dark, almost beard, and got the imperial uniform on, but it's not creased. It's all kind of rumpled anyway. But he kind of stalks into the room where there are two soldiers on, two patients on hospital beds connected to. They have the little medical thing over their belly and stuff like that. I would say they have IVs and things like that, but I don't think that's a Star Wars Galaxy thing. They're not hanging in back to tanks or anything, but yeah, it's just obviously under that medical bed or medical band thing, and it's clearly a med bay. And he's there's an orderly there that kind of hands him a data pad, and he says, "These are their statements." Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. He just kind of scans and scans. I see. Fair enough. And it kind of cuts again to a hollow chamber, and this same guy is speaking to the, and of course there's the person he's calling. He's got the hooded cloak kind of thing going on, and can barely see their face. It's but it's Agent Varn. Why are you calling? What do you have to report? And the agent, who's obviously, his name is Agent Varn, clearly, kind of looks like, in the process of investigating a theft, we believe, we have eyewitness reports that one of the perpetrators had and used a lightsaber. Interesting. But you only have statements, is that right? It's well, yes, the security footage was erased or corrupted. We haven't been able to get any imagery from the cameras in the facility. Well, that's suspicious in itself, isn't it? My thoughts exactly. That's why I called it in. Otherwise, I would just be writing it down as superstition, but thank you for calling us. We may do something with this. Your little planet has suddenly become much more interesting. So, and the whole fade out of the scene, and back to the ship. Fair enough. So, I guess the only other thing you have on your plate right now, at least for Wraith, is that there's still a bounty hunter out after Bengala.
Mm-hmm.
And while Tala and Hal, and probably with the help of Hickson, are putting that hyperdrive in, you and Ari can, I guess, talk about that a little bit. I have a question for do you guys both know that each other are rebel sympathizers? Is that something you have already? Is this a group that's already worked together before? Do you guys are you kind of doing your own separate thing, and there's going to be that whole scene of wait, has that happened yet? Or
I don't know. I think Wraith's been a little hesitant to reveal that, just because being a clone means He can go places that perhaps other rebels can't, because they don't assume that clones could be rebels because that chip inside of their heads.
Sure, exactly.
So I don't know. I think this might be the first time where like missions have coincided.
Sure. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. So I guess then I should ask.
Basically, for me, it's just I'm not hiding it, but I'm not exactly flaunting it either.
Fair enough. Yeah. Are you outspoken about being anti-imperial, or just kind of like
if it comes up?
Okay. Fair enough. Well, I mean, honestly, the Empire has in the last 3 months just come and sat on this planet all of a sudden. So yeah, there's a lot of unhappy people, and I'm sure there's plenty of conversations about how being occupied by the Empire sucks. So there's plenty of opportunity for Ari to kind of step into that and go, well, yeah, the Empire just in general sucks, or what, It's, I mean, I'm sure there's probably a Sestoden version of Twitter that that Ari is posting on. I don't know. They're tree frogs. What would they would call it? Something like, I don't know, a lily pad, or I have no idea what this platform would be called. But anyway, there's information networks. I think social media is probably still a thing in the future. But yeah. So yeah, Ari's probably. I mean, again, it's a problem with your face, right?
It is a problem with my face.
She's not. Ari doesn't seem to have a problem burning bridges and like still going. She'll still go back into places where she's not welcome because she has to go, But fair enough. I guess, yeah. So what is Ari's plan for this? And Tal, I don't know if I told Danielle, I put a note about all that stolen Imperial data in your journal.
Awesome.
So there is information there for you to read about what you have. So that may be a thing that we also need to deal with as well.
I also at some point want to talk about the information Tala got off of the drive. About
that's what I mean.
Oh. Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna go read now.
Got off the drive. I put notes about that in there. Yes, I add stuff to your journals when we're not playing. No, all good stuff. Yeah, so you've got some of that data that may come up in the middle too. You've got decisions to make about that. But yeah, I've if we don't come up with something going forward, I think probably Bengal will reach out to you, Wraith, at some point. Just kind of so about this bounty hunter, what's the plan?
Yeah. I think Wraith's best plan would be to approach Tala and ask if she is able to replicate a puck as well, so that he can be like, well, go up to Relotel and be like, I have a puck for this person as well. Why don't we take them down together and basically isolate Relo to figure out who put the bounty on, who she got the bounty from, and then go backwards.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm figuring out who so maybe maybe doing some gather information to put it in Blades and Dart terms, gathering information before this job to find out what the details of her puck are about. So that sounds a very social thing. That might be something Ari could find more out about.
Yeah.
Sure.
Maybe that's a scene. So fair enough. Do you gonna invite her to lunch, or just kind of like, hey, or I just maybe just straight up want to talk to you about this contract, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think it's more of because we were at the Sabak game.
Yeah.
And I noticed her puck, and I'll just be like, I noticed you have a puck. I have a puck. Who's yours for? And then go at it that way.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. Okay. So I imagine. Okay. I guess so. You're gonna have Tala or Hal like fake up a bounty puck.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That sounds like a roll with sneaky for me. But you do have a a stunt that will help manufacture things there, I think, Tala. So
I do. So it has to be sneaky?
yeah, because you're being deceptive. You're lying on this puck. You're creating
That's fair.
false information.
Sorry if I'm making you use the worst of your stuff.
Yeah, it is the worst of my approaches, but that's okay.
I love
I have a 1.
That's good. Yeah,
That's okay.
so-
I have +2 to
Yeah.
this, so it's
So
okay.
it's a fair roll. That's fine. Yeah.
Is there some way I could help?
+2.
Yeah, yes. Okay. Yeah, and how? Yes, you can. If you also succeed on a sneaky roll, it will add 1 to Danielle's to bring it up from 2 to 3. If you wanted to do it, go ahead and do a roll.
Would I'll let Hal help?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Even after all of that, okay.
Got a 1.
Okay. All right,
Yeah,
fair enough.
Tala's not mad at Hal so much
I-
as she is disappointed.
I mean,
Which
Tal's
is worse.
Which is worse, yeah. I'm
oh,
sure Hal
God,
feels worse
I was
about
like,
that.
oh God, there's my
Like
parents.
it's very much
It's
the
like,
parent thing.
we're
I'm not
we're
mad. I'm just
mad.
disappointed.
Which is a great thing for your tech mentor to tell you.
Well, I mean, the
That's
other
usually
thing
worse.
too.
Yes, absolutely.
All the things that Tala ever heard in the Empire is, or at least in the last 7 years, is that the Jedi went bad. And then of course, if you ever met or saw anybody with Force powers in the Empire, they're not the most friendly bunch. So I can understand Tala having kind of not great feelings. So, oh, you're a Force user. It's like all these Sith people that I have been afraid of for years.
And
okay,
not even that too, but also like Tala knows enough at this point between the capital R reasons that she left that perhaps everything the Empire says is not true.
That's fair. And there's also having some knowledge of just Hal's personality, right?
Yeah. I think at this point it's safe to say that she's known Hal for at least a little while.
Yeah, and known Hal for long enough to realize he certainly doesn't come across like one of those Sith jerks. Okay, so fair. I can see it, sure. So basically they present you with a bounty puck. You kind of hit the thing, and it has the hologram of Bengala. We'll see how well it holds up against the real one, I guess, if you guys go to a meeting. But yeah, probably back at the same bar, with all its wonderful atmosphere. Anyway, but put some of that back on in the background. But basically, you imagine you guys get a booth, and kind of one of those round little tables. I'm picturing them very much like the booths from the cantina in New Hope, and why aren't you playing? Okay, play music.
It's playing.
Sure.
I can
Okay,
hear
good. I can barely hear it. Fair enough. Good deal. But yeah, she sits down. Kind of sets the hat on the table, and it's like, okay, you have my curiosity. What's going on?
I was just wondering. I saw during the game that you had a puck, and not many bounty hunters come to Sestota, so I was just curious who you were after. And I kind of flash my puck as well.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure I should be discussing the details of. I mean,
well, let me put it this way: I'd rather not have to be surprised if you're going after the same bounty and have to gun you down.
She's like, have to. Okay, yeah. Well, she kind of puts her puck and just kind of taps it, and the hologram of Bengala comes up and kind of starts crying. Yeah, it's as a local, been causing some problems for the syndicate.
It's a syndicate puck. Interesting.
Yeah. I take it you're not. And your puck to say, I guess it probably is based off of one of Dola's, so it's probably not exactly the same.
It's probably a hut puck instead.
Yeah, it's probably like, huh. So, Are you going to activate yours as well?
Yeah, I'll slide it in like.
Okay, yeah, and the hologram's like, interesting. So the hut wants him as well.
Yeah, I thought he was just interfering with the hut's smuggling operations in Sistota. I didn't know he was also messing around with the syndicate.
Well, I mean,
Sistotan's not very smart.
from what I understand, he's riling up the Imperials, and that's bad for business. You don't mind my asking? I mean, I'm getting $15K for this. What are they offering you?
I kind of like sit back in the 15. You get 15. It's gonna give me 10.
Well, it's there's a certain reputation, she says, and just kind of like, does this?
I think the huts are trying to play me. Is what this is.
Maybe so.
Or maybe he pissed off your syndicate more than he pissed off my huts.
Or maybe they want to make sure I complete this without any outside interference, I guess. Now, speaking as a GM, I don't know. Well, actually, Ari, you might try. I mean, this is a point where Ari's empathy can come into play. You can kind of read this person. Do you want to kind of take a cold read at what this bounty hunter's temperature is kind of on this thing? Or
Sure.
I guess that would probably be, I don't know, something along the lines of clever for like spotting tells and things like that. And also, well, no, I think we can put that on the board. I have from the last game, from the poker game that Jake probably would have told you.
Oh, her tell
is that you have Rillo's tell is still on the board. He might have told you what her poker tell is, and maybe that'll kind of give you a little help there as well if you need it.
Okay.
To read her.
You said sneaky?
Well, I mean, she's
or clever.
You could probably. I think clever would apply.
Well, it doesn't matter. Both the same.
Okay.
That would be a 2.
Okay. Do you want to use the tell to see if that improves it some?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And that's what? That's a +2?
Yeah, the +2. That would make it a 4.
Okay.
Which basically gives you that her first loyalty here mainly is to the money. She's kind of eyeing that other puck and thinking, how can I get this so that I'm getting paid for both these jobs?
Or twice, yeah. Okay.
But yeah, that the money is more important to her than she doesn't really care about who the target or I mean, I think it's a very bounty hunter thing too, is you try not to care about the
right
about the mark, but
they're not actually people, they're just
but
commodity.
She's one of those. She's also certainly has a very laissez-faire attitude to when she talks about the syndicate. She's not speaking about it with any kind of reverence isn't the right word, but with a lot of she's very flippant about it, and that it's like, it's a job. I can get a job with anybody, really.
Right.
So it's a bounty hunter is being like a waiter. There's going to be a waiter job anywhere. So somebody's going to want a bounty hunter regardless. So yeah. That's like me moving across the country. I can get a job waiting tables anywhere in the world.
I assume that Wraith has some kind of like ear comm.
Oh, I imagine so. Yeah.
So Ari can like feed that information directly to Wraith.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, you know what? Leverage is one of our touchstones for this job, so I'm going to assume that everyone has earbuds. You guys on the ship.
I don't have ears.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah.
We glued one on to Jason, so we would not feel left out.
There's like a fake ear around
Oh
it. too.
God. No, I mean that just sounds like something Hickson would do to be even. Does this help? Does it make me more? No, it doesn't. Who did you get those from?
It just makes Hickson
I
creepier.
found them.
Yeah, I found them.
Oh, jeez.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
I love it
it's
so
just
much.
Edgar is like, is that better? I'm like, oh. It's probably internal circuitry. I bet you could.
No, there's probably definitely a way for this to work. I just wanted to make that
Oh
comment.
no, that
Yeah,
was so
yeah.
good. Ah. Oh, breaking the game. Ah. Fair enough. But yeah, absolutely. You guys can be in communication.
Yeah, I definitely ferret that information. She's, this
No,
is about the
know.
money, not about any kind of personal politics or anything like that.
Yeah, I love the. I mean, it's I reserve the right to pull the same leverage stuff when, like, who are you talking? When you have to work the conversation to the team into the conversation with the person you're talking to. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's good for humor.
I think Wraith leans back, kind of like turning the puck off and like pulling it closer so that it's with not within arm's reach of Rello. Well, you're certainly getting the better of the deal.
Well, I mean, I maybe we work together.
Beats trying to race.
I mean, for you it does, but I mean, I certainly like the idea of not having to worry about my back.
Exactly. Yeah, I've been in and out of the swamps a few times. Sestota is a colorful planet.
Now, how does Wraith like wear his armor all the time, or how does he normally dress?
I think Wraith has. Well, first of all, he's matted the color, so it's not the white commando color anymore. It's more of a very matte grayish black.
Okay.
It still has the emblems on it, but he has essentially just white, like color washed it, so it doesn't stand out as much.
Sure.
And because it's Star Wars, he probably wears a poncho, like Return of the Jedi style, like jungle poncho, like over the armor, so that it doesn't immediately stand out. It's like, you're wearing clone armor. But when he puts the bucket on, like the bucket is so distinctive that it's just like, oh shit, what are you?
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
And he also looks like a clone, so he can't hide like his face.
Yeah, he can't. Yeah, he can't. That's fairly clear. I was just wondering if he was like, because it's one of those it's an armor that has a very distinctive tag. I mean, it's to the point where it's got.
It has part of its aspect is that it's problematic.
Yeah, that it's obviously, Grand Army of the Republic armor. But okay, fair enough. But yeah, so she's kind of sized up, but I think she probably would recognize between the armor and the and the face. I'm like, yeah, no, I understand your folks are very skilled, so yeah, and I look forward to working with you. I'm not, a real big chain of command person. I hope that's okay.
We all have to make do in the new galactic empire.
All right, fair enough. Well, I have been working on a lead. I've got a mystic that I've been trying to get some information out of. Do you want to see if you can maybe get something that I'm not? Maybe she'll open up to you.
Sure. Never know.
Fair enough.
I have one of those faces.
Fair enough. Well, she throws some coin on the in the booth and kind of sweeps up her pockets it. Big hat goes on her head. It's like a little wide brim. It's kind of does that to kind of straighten it and says, well, shall we? And kind of nods to you and Ari. Like, I guess we can all go together. And that's basically a scene. The scene just kind of wipes them outside and headed towards and getting from place to place in Sestota. You're kind of going up. There's some of the bridges and things. These are all kind of on little islands rising out of the swamp, and some of the bridges are like where trees have like grown into, the roots have been twined, so they make like those living bridges and stuff like that. So there's a couple of those, and you kind of go up about 2 levels, and it's like a little hotel hostel kind of thing, where people who are temporary in town, if they're not staying on their ship, can get a room or whatever. And you go into this, basically kind of leads you into the hotel room, and as soon as the door kind of whooshes open, you can hear like whimpering, because basically with their hands like tied above her head and just suspended from the ceiling and like gagged for right now is Pago, that was at the poker game. Pago Caro, who is a Sestota mystic and not necessarily a close personal friend of Bengala's or anything, but she's kind of a little bit of a spiritual leader of the community kind of thing, in a guardian of the will sort of way. She's kind of between the whimpering, you can kind of hear the whispers. I'm on the force is with me. I'm on the force is with me. It's like, well, I mean, that's really all I've gotten, is that she's one with the Force. And the Force is also with her, which is great for her. Doesn't help me much at all.
Sure. Are you staying, or would you like...
I mean, do you need privacy for your work?
I wasn't sure if you were going to go get a drink or something while I worked.
I mean, I'd kind of like to see how the Grand Army of the Republic does this sort of thing, but...
Fine, fair enough. Stay. And he'll reach up underneath the poncho and pull out like a vibro knife and just cut her down.
Okay. It's like, oh, thank you.
I would not thank me yet. And then grabs her and like slams her very gently, but trying to appear forceful.
Okay.
Into the like very WWE style, like fake slamming into the wall.
Okay. Fair enough. You're kind of like using the other hand to kind of hit the wall for. All right.
Yeah.
Give me a sneaky roll to kind of sell this. Okay.
So that's a 1. That's a 3.
Okay. She did not roll that well. So yeah, it's boom. So it's like she's going. All right.
I lean in real close and I whisper into Pago's ear. Pretend that I'm threatening you, and that I'm asking about the location of one of your friends, and just start screaming and crying for a while. I'm not going to actually hurt you.
Okay. Fair enough.
Because I know where Bengala is. Like Rafe knows where to go. So
it's like exactly where.
Like I already know this information.
Yeah, it's like fair enough. Right. I mean, you could even like work with her to set up an ambush or something. So
no, I mean that's essentially what Rafe's doing is he's fair like enough. Play act with me.
Yeah. She's like, she's like, that sounded a lot. She's kind of thinking to herself, that sounded a lot worse than that. I'm not. And he's kind of whispering in her ears like, go with it. I'm like, all right.
And then like I kind of try to walk her through how to fake give information, and at the end like have her like on the ground like sobbing and like speaking quietly. Okay. and I stand up, I was like, all right, I know where we're going.
All right, so yeah, I've her acting is okay, and And fair enough. And God, man, Rillo must have had some strong drink. I'm just saying. He's like, oh man, okay. So, how do you feel about loose ends?
They're usually messy, and the Sistodens like her, and I wouldn't.
Oh, martyr. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you want to land, you want to leave, right?
Fair. So, and she's kind of like, Pago's like curled up in a little fetal ball on the floor waiting for you to get. And what I love is it's like one of the eyes are like up here on the head, and one of them just kind of looks at you and cracks open a little bit. And just kind of curls back open a little ball.
I'll pull out binders and I'll be like, but we can make sure she doesn't tell anybody.
Fair enough.
I'll put her in binders.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Bind her up. It's like drop the key.
Yeah, no, exactly. I'll whisper. I was like, I want these back.
This is just sort of really threatening.
Do you have access to a medical droid?
It's true.
Yeah, it's like, boom, go to my ship, get some healing. But yeah, oh man, yeah, that's fair. All right, this is like, all right, cool. So where are we going, and how to? And Rillo's like, so where are we going, and how do we get there?
I'll explain. Wraith will explain where it is in the jungle, giving a location that Wraith probably know. Oh, you know what? Wraith will describe the location where the supply drop was.
Okay. Like where the crates landed?
Where the crates landed in the swamp. Because he knows that it's pretty far out there. It's away from where actually Bengala is hiding.
Yeah. Okay.
And
nice.
Yeah. And there might be Imperial patrols around there, so.
Oh, super. All right. Nice. Okay, cool. So, yeah, but so right now, the downside is that Rillo doesn't want to leave your sight. She's like, let's go. We'll go together.
Yep.
Ari,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you're here for all of this. And what's her reaction to...
I'm just doing the watch and wait game.
Fair enough.
Because the bounty hunting thing is not really my scene, so I'm just gonna hang back a little bit and see if I can learn anything useful.
Now you do have a way besides earbuds to get information to the rest of the party if you sent a little friend with a message.
That's true.
This is another thing we worked on. That one of Ari's allies is a little, I guess, for a better word, a little drone, a little spy droid. For those who are familiar with Rebels, you've seen somebody with a couple of those in later seasons. But something similar to those.
Mm-hmm.
It's an asset that worked out for Ari, so that may be a thing. So I guess what we'll do is we'll cut away from Wraith, Ari, and Rillo, and back to the ship maybe a little bit later, where Pago kind of stumbles up to the ramp, you know, basically with the binders like on one wrist because she's unlocked the other, and just kind of like, hi. So is I guess the ramp is who's kind of the welcoming committee if somebody kind of comes up there. Is the ramp just down so that people can walk on the ship, or do they have to buzz in, or how do you guys?
I personally would prefer to keep the ramp up, unless we are expecting someone. It's always bothered me about Star Wars is they just leave the ramp down and the ship opens. Like anyone could go in there.
Yeah. I mean, it's a hopeful universe. It's like people who don't lock their doors, you know. All the neighbors are friendly. It's fine.
Hal definitely locks his doors.
I was just imagining Jedi Fallen Order where like they land on the planet and then just like leave the ship and every time.
Yeah,
standing around outside it.
Yeah, they're like, "Hey, what's up? What's up, Imperial stormtroopers that are just stopping by? Hi."
I just, you know, and everybody stands outside the ship, even when they're on like Kashyyyk, which is hot jungle. I'm like, there's air conditioning right there. Why are we out?
You're letting all the cold air out.
Yeah. That's really why we're gonna keep the ramp up. It's so that we don't let the cold air out into the swamp.
What is the
We're not made of
Tom-
money.
Actually, we kind of are right now.
I'm just thinking if it was the Tom and Jerry meme. It's the whole Jerry face, the Tom face or whatever. It's like me when I open a window to get some fresh air. Everyone else on the International Space Station doing that Tom face. Like, but yeah, sure, fair enough. We're not made of money. Then there's a buzz for somebody who would like to come in, and the video. It's just it's a Cestoden.
I think it would probably be Hickson who would answer it.
Yeah, sure.
And his still Imperial paint job from the job earlier.
Yep. Oh
Yep,
yeah,
we have not changed that.
Nope.
Still painted Imperial for
Still black and red, just like very menacingly right now. I think the ramp drops down and it's just like, hello! Are you in need of medical assistance?
She very obviously is. Has been basically kind of nothing broken, but obviously been in a fight.
Yeah.
Or been, well, on the losing end of a fight because she's tied up.
Yeah.
But
I think this is the first time we really see Hickson's like actual medical protocol kick in, where it's
yeah,
like
she's
very like tender and like helping and like
are you in need of medical? Ah, I see you are. Come with me. Yeah. The whole even the fake menace kind of drops and like, I understand. Are you in good shape to walk? Basically just some basic questions. Are you okay to walk without pain?
Where does it hurt? Rate your pain 1 to 10.
Yeah. Basically, even as she's making her way up the ramp, you're just starting to do EMT protocol and stuff like that. And like,
starting IVs and like.
Well, just like yeah, exactly. The chest cavity kind of slides back, and there's all kinds of little manipulators and stuff like that. And like, okay,
there's like a BP thing that like wraps out and around the arm and is like taking the blood pressure.
Yeah, it's still basic stuff. Because it's still a little bit of concern, but just kind of
As you're taking her to the infirmary, you can just hear Tala yell from the engine room, "Hickson, who is it?
I don't know."
And you let them on the ship?
They're in need of medical assistance, of course.
Hal probably comes out at that point too, and it's like, have we met Pogo before? This is a player question.
She was at the Sabat game,
and
lost. Hal may know her because of just her that she is kind of the local mystic, the kind of a guardian of the wills. She's someone who Hal may have like, you're big on the Force. You're gonna attract a lot of attention that I don't need. So she knows who she is, but maybe doesn't hang. Just to kind of like, I don't want to be that guy that the Imperials will go, oh, he's at the temple all the time and he has a lightsaber, or whatever,
Okay.
I figure Hal is at this moment fearful enough and paranoid enough about stuff like that. He's like, oh, a whiff of the Force. No, thank you, please. But knows that, she's sensitive. In fact, if you come by her in the room, she's going to immediately attention drawn to you.
Great. He comes in and then kind of stops, has a moment. And then has probably helped Hickson before, I would guess, since they've known each other for a bit. So doesn't know. Let's Hickson handle the medicals.
Hal.
Hi.
He is here to assist.
What? Yeah. What happened?
Bounty
starts.
Yeah, basically help her into the medical chair, and this is kind of like it's one of those. It's probably it'll fold flat to a table, but also configures into like dentist chair sort of thing if you can sit up. Kind of. This is probably. I imagine that the ship may not have like a whole medical bay, but there's probably like a corner,
a nook, if you will.
Yeah.
Some sure medical nook.
And there's like a charging station for Hickson right next to it.
That's probably where he's where he's
it's really just Hickson's
his quarters. It's quarters.
It's one of those that there's not incredible. The ship isn't palatial or anything.
Yeah, it's not a big ship.
but somebody probably sits here so that they're not just loose in the ship when they go to hyperspace and actually get banged around or something. But so it's partly a chair to sit in for a hyperspace jump, but also if you're hurt, there's just enough room to work. But yeah, she's bounty hunter. Wanted to know about Tunk Bengala and where to find him. And
hey, Wraith. He says into his headset that we all, have.
Right? Yeah.
Hickson mimics the ear thing.
The Pogo, the Custodian force sensitive mystic, just showed up, banged up, talking about the bounty hunter looking for the person we met out in the swamp.
Mm-hmm.
Are you in a position to answer?
That's what I'm trying to think.
Right next to you on on the skiff kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the scene is like we're renting speeders. Like, yeah, we're gonna need 1 speeder or 2 speeders to get out into the swamp.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you go. Some conversation. It's like okay. And Brillo's like, oh god, expenses. This sucks.
You're with that other bounty hunter right now, aren't you?
Yeah, expenses are really terrible. I mean, the bounty hunting profession just really doesn't factor that in.
So, hey, funny story, true story. Wraith's with the bounty hunter that did this right now.
Convenient.
I guess. Unless, our friend needs help. Are you going to be okay? He asks. Pogo.
I mean, honestly, with the bonuses that Hickson has on healing, you guys probably don't necessarily have Bacta, but have a decent supply of Kolto, which is like Bacta, only not as good, but also cheaper because it's available. Kolto is more available on the Outer Rim. The whole Clone War put a real dent in the Bacta supply, and it's kind of resupplying, and in a few years it's going to tank again when the whole Civil War erupts. But in the meantime, with the skill that Hickson has, actually, do you want to roll me?
Sure.
There.
Yeah, that's with careful.
Mm-hmm.
So then using my stunt.
Advanced programming and your onboard med bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could just go ahead and make your careful roll +2. If you just click on careful, or actually click the dice to the left of it, it should roll it for you in chat.
Let's try.
I hope that works.
It's not.
Okay, great.
Wait, no. Why is this not working? It's worked before.
If I click on it, I got it to work. The roll of 2, and then we add 2 to it.
Nice.
Just go ahead and do that because it's not working for me right now.
Yeah. So okay, let's say a 4 is a great result, and you can. And if you have dice, you can roll dice too. That's fine.
I think my internet's being slow. Refresh and roll 20. That might help.
A great result is more than enough to take care of the bruises and contusions and things that she's taken stress and maybe a mild consequence, but you can immediately clear that with the med bay that you have on board.
Now, do you need us to come to you?
I'm trying to think how to say this in the
You're right in the scene,
the confines of a conversation.
Yeah, he's it's kind of has a stop, and it's a stop and think moment. And the Custodian merchant that you're buying these bikes from has literally got his hand out, like, "Are we doing this?" Or
how would Wraith do that? This is probably when Adam is not as fast as Wraith.
I mean, if you want to just,
I think it's more like, the swamps sure are a happening place lately. I mean, just the other day I heard some chatter about some crazy Imperial flyby with TIE fighters and something. I don't know. It's like, or a supply drop gone wrong. Who knows?
Hey, Tala.
Yes.
We need to fly to wherever Wraith is right now. I think it's by where we picked up the crates.
Nice.
All right. Give me 1 second to finish what I'm doing.
Yeah, basically, installing the hyperdrive in the Vagabond.
Ari, did you come back onto the ship too, or are you still?
Nope.
I'm still with Wraith.
Still with Wraith and Rillo the bounty hunter. So yeah.
I kind of please strap in and then just like put a seatbelt on Pogo.
Oh, excellent.
Okay.
It's okay. I left the keys in the ignition.
Everything in Star Wars is flip switches to start, right?
Wait, are we
Flip
gonna
all
fly
of
the
them.
ship?
Button.
I thought we were
I
gonna
like
take
to
like a
imagine
bike or
there's like
something.
I mean, the ship is certainly fairly well armed, and it flies.
Ari, where are you?
I'm here.
Where's what? On the ship? How
No.
did I not? Wraith might be in trouble.
I know.
Oh,
Yeah, they left together to go to this meeting, so yeah, chances are good.
Tala's gonna like recover her earpiece and like punch in on the crew channel. Ari, should we bring the whole ship or should we just come on a bike?
There are a lot of guns on the there are not a lot of, but big guns on
Yeah.
the ship.
I think the first option would probably be more beneficial.
Sounds good. All right, I will go get the engine started then.
It's Star Wars. Anybody can fly any ship.
And yeah,
That's
how you
fun.
can hear the footsteps as like Tala stalks down the hall toward the cockpit. Yeah.
All good. Everybody strap in.
mm-hmm.
Very good. All right. And yeah, he's just zooming across the speeders with probably, I guess you've probably gotten two with Rillo and Ari and Wraith, because you're going to have
We're gonna have a bounty.
a bounty coming back. So yeah, so there's like two speeders. So I guess the question is Ari got a speeder on her own, or does Wraith? Or does Rillo have a speeder on her own? Yeah, the kind of the fox and the chickens and the
Yeah. So based on the jobs we've worked in the past, Ari, would Wraith know how combat savvy you are?
Yeah, and the answer to that would be not very.
Okay. So I think the options that Wraith would consider would either be Rillo alone on a speeder, or if Rillo will allow it, Rillo and Wraith.
Yep. Well, Rillo's fine with it, but Wraith gets to drive. She'll ride in the back.
Of course you will.
Yeah. It's like,
Bark, bark, woof, woof.
Yeah, I told you there's a lot of
There's a lot of dogs
downstairs.
in this ship.
Yeah.
There's 3 dogs downstairs. I
all
apologize.
good. It's all
It's
good.
fine.
It's all good.
Fine.
It's a Loth Wolf. Yes. All good stuff.
You didn't know Tala had pets, but she does.
the Loth Wolves in the distance. The children of the swamp. Yeah.
What music they make.
Oh man. All right, fair enough. But yeah, so yeah, I was with Speeder kind of coming out in the middle of nowhere, and after a while, Rillo is kind of shouting over the speed of the bike. So they don't, not really shouting, because from my
Because you can just talk. You can just talk on speeder bikes.
You can apparently talk just fine. You don't have to shout at all. But she kind of does lean up and is like, all right, this is way the hell out. Has he got a camp around here?
From what the Mystic said, they've got some kind of tree tree village, hidden in the forest.
Which is probably not entirely untrue.
It's just not a lie. It's just not where we're going.
Exactly. That's actually not a falsehood. Fair enough. Oh, perfect. Yeah. But so yeah, you guys kind of come out to the swamp, and you kind of stop, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, I think Wraith would stop the speeder at some point and get off and start like pulling out either like some kind of data pad or some kind of like chart and begin like making really fake and not at all serious, but like essentially like looking to see where they are in relation to where they're supposed to be going. Essentially stalling.
All right, fair enough. And okay, trying to think, are we trying to be intimidating with the starship, or what is the goal of bringing the ship and the crew? And
I mean, Tala's intention, unless told otherwise, is to bring it in stealthy at first, so that there is no immediate suspicion of a trap.
Okay.
And then, if and when it seems appropriate, to just like appear out of the trees.
Sure. Are Hal and Hickson going to man the guns, as it were, or?
Oh yes.
Sure.
Okay. Fair enough.
I have another aspect that might come into play here.
So yeah, fair enough. Then go ahead and give me a sneaky roll with the ship. And
I guess that would be me, since I'm flying it.
that's your, yep. I don't know, fly casual.
Oh dear. Okay, here we go. I am not the right person for this. Oh, I rolled well.
Unfortunately, our pilot is gone.
2.
Yeah, it's why it's fun. I love those situations where you're kind of stuck doing stuff that I know I'm not good at this. But yeah.
2's a good roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2's fair. 3 is a good roll. But yeah, okay, fair enough. And Rilla's like, hang on, wait, do you hear that? I hear something coming. There's some engine noise. You can kind of hear the engines. You know it's the engines of the Vagabonds.
Yeah, no, I know exactly. I was like, yeah, you do hear that.
So yeah, I'm picturing the kind of this scene of, you know, probably be like a helicopter shot or whatever of the swamp, and you can kind of see Wraith and Rillo, who has guns out, and Ari kind of down on the swamp near the tree where that crate smacked into it, and the Vagabond just kind of does one of these swoops around, so the front of the ship is kind of facing that little clearing, and both gun ports on either side, the two turrets that have Hal and Hickson manning them. like Hal's got a little headset that's very serious behind the thing, and Hickson's probably just.
Imagine it's probably not built for an HK, so he was like doing that thing where it's like the adult in like a kid car thing.
Yes.
Where he's like hunched, his knees are like up at his like chest, and he's like,
yeah, like the 8 foot tall person in a smart car, just kind of like fair enough. But you know, it looks uncomfortable to us, but it's a droid. It's just like whatever. My motivators do this.
My joints can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
But so fair enough. Now Wraith, you've got this starship hanging over you and kind of threatening everyone. If you didn't. And Rillo's like, "What's going on?"
I have an important question. Does Tala realize that she has not been very stealthy?
Well, I mean, the bounty hunter has got guns pointed at the ship.
Okay, in that case, what I probably would do is I probably wouldn't stop the ship. I would probably keep going to make it look like like we're like buzzing them on our way to go do
Okay.
something else, and then I will circle back around.
Okay. Fair enough. So yeah, it's kind of this little kind of slide by kind of thing.
Yeah, so like we get a second to like see what's going on down there, and then I'm just gonna like do like circles until I hear Wraith or Ari like actually calls it.
Okay.
But like
Okay.
wide circles.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Then Rillo will probably put the gun in Ray's face. He's like, "You son of a bitch! You sent your crew ahead. You set me up."
Of course.
I think we should move in.
So why am I not dropping you right now?
I'm pretty sure, as good as you are, and I know Duros bounty hunters are good, you cannot survive the sustained firepower of a starship.
Well,
And you'll only get one shot. And are you sure you can drop me? I fought in battalions of battle droids tougher than most Duros.
are you intimidating her?
I'm intimidating her.
Fair enough. All right.
Well done.
That's that seems like a forceful roll.
Yeah, I'm not great with forceful, but yeah, that's what it seems like.
Well, I mean that is a situation where I might recommend that you have an aspect in play like sweeping the poncho aside to show off your armor. It's like boom, using Grand Army of the Republic armor as a
He's also got a ship flying around.
yeah.
So I roll a wash, and I have a 1 on forceful, so that's 1, and I will spend one of my fate points to to make that a great intimidation.
Fair enough. So you got her intimidation is her resistance is a 2, so that is going to succeed. And it's just kind of like, and cusses Enduros, which fortunately I can still keep our stream PG-13 by just making up a really, really, really nasty cuss word. That's
Some of Star Wars curse words, because I've been looking them up. You could use the word criff.
Criff is fine. Yeah, it's just like Criff, and it's like, okay, I guess this is your bounty that I'm sharing now. Fine.
About that.
About that.
I'm going to need the puck.
Criff. It's like,
But for your troubles, and because I don't like leaving loose ends, we have some credits for you.
well, you know,
It's not 15, but it's more than 0, and you have your life.
so you're not going after him at all, or are you turning him over to the hut?
I'm not going after him at all.
He's paying you, isn't he? Why did I not see that? And she's like taking her hat off and going, of course. Kind of tosses it against the tree and then stomps over and grabs it again. It's like, okay. You know, though, okay, fine.
You have no love of the Syndicate, so if
No,
you did, you wouldn't be walking out of the swamp.
No, I'm trying to help you here. Because if I don't turn that in with some DNA to show that he's been taken care of, they'll just issue another puck, won't they? Kaya Laya is not just going to give up on this guy. It's a very Bothan sounding name if you haven't. Kai Laya.
That's what I wanted. I wanted that name.
I will put that. I will.
Yeah, I definitely did not spell that right.
Make that available to everyone. Yeah, all good. But
So, Rello, if you stay here with my lovely ship pointed at you, I can go get you that DNA for your pup.
Okay. And a little less than 15,000, fine. How much less are we talking?
We'll just take 5.
This is the GM saying you could probably easily afford but yeah, it's fair enough.
I don't want to push her too far, like away from what she was going to get, because I don't want to make
That's
an
fair.
enemy of a bounty hunter.
Right.
And she's doing us a favor.
Fair. Can I at least meet the guy? No guns?
No.
All right, fair. Just a drop of blood. Just, she kind of shows you. I mean, you probably know how to.
I think yeah.
They're fairly basic standard. Just a drop of blood, and it'll prove that the DNA is fine, and that'll verify the chain code, and you should be good. And give me the puck back, and I will tell everyone that I did the job. I'm amazing, because I am. Just saying.
You are. And I think with that, I'll drive. I'll call the ship in. And then
Yep, so fair enough.
Yep. Tello bring it back in with like the guns. Well, I assume my gunners will point the guns at.
Hickson's pointing it and waving.
It's fair enough. Yeah, when you swing back by, the bounty hunter does not have her guns out anymore. They're holstered, and yeah, there's barely room to land, mostly in water, but that's okay. The ship is fine for it. So,
all right, if you wouldn't mind entertaining our guests while I go get that little drop of blood.
Or
so he takes off on one of the speeders.
Yeah.
Fair enough. It's probably a brief cutscene. Maybe not even one with words. They're just a cutscene of the village, and just kind of a long shot.
Me holding a knife out to the guy. He's like,
it's just a long shot. Yeah, right. The scooter comes up, right, hops off, stalks. Bengala's kind of got this. What's going on? Right, pulls a knife, and there's a whole little. The drop of blood and the bounty puck. It's just kind of like.
Yeah, the screen wipe is the blood dropping onto the puck, and then it wipes back to the clearing.
Yeah, but it's coming back with it. Yeah,
very George Lucas.
And I like doing that whole business with no sound, just the whole. The fuck? What do you? Okay. Just in that long shot of everything, just in body language of just. And, getting that very human body language out of humanoid tree frogs is not easy. So props to
Jim Henson.
Props to the second unit there and all the guys that did the prosthetics. Anyway, she's just kind of got this defeated air about her, though. It's just kind of like, man, I got played and that sucks. But you kind of plop the puck in one hand and 5,000 credits in the other, and just like ride back.
Sure.
Good, thank you. This is kind of sits in the galley for the trip back. Is like, well, on the one hand, I didn't work very hard for this 5,000 credits.
You did not.
All right. Well. No better to mess with clone troopers, I'll tell you that. Be seeing you, cowboy.
Not if I see you first.
Oh, you won't.
Say swamp tumbleweed.
Yeah, swamp tumbleweed in the ship for some reason. There's wind in here.
I was like, it's almost just
Wolf wolves and tumbleweed, and what is this ship?
Hickson's got a broom, and it's just like...
And Tall's got the air conditioning on.
Yeah.
That's what's blowing it down the ramp. Yeah.
Everyone's ponchos suddenly just flutter in the wind for
no reason.
I just love this little swamp tumbleweed, and then some like tentacle drags it into the water. Oh man, awesome.
Hey, Tala?
Yes.
While we're out here already,
Yes.
there's a place out here I wanted to check out that Turk and I sort of found when we were all, being chased by stormtroopers.
Mm-hmm.
Who all's going on this little side trip?
Well, I would like to propose, first of all, that we take the bounty hunter back, because I don't think we want the bounty hunter coming with us.
Or yeah, I'm presuming maybe that's a separate trip so that she doesn't know where. Well, I mean that's up to you though.
I mean, unless Hal's comfortable with that.
We're taking them back on the ship. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I missed that. Hey, can we come back out here then?
Well, you still have 2 rented speeders, I guess. So.
Well, and Tala has her swoop bike,
Tala
which
has
I'm gonna assume can carry at least one more person.
Absolutely.
Um,
Well, hang on. It's a racing swoop. Does it carry more than one person?
I feel like you could put a second person on it.
It's very uncomfortable. Fair enough.
Comfortably.
The
Not
world's most
comfortably.
uncomfortable ride. Yeah, it's fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he'll mention that after then. After
fair
we take
enough.
the bounty hunter back.
Yeah. So we got the bounty hunter off
And we'll
the
probably
ship.
talk to Ari instead, since Ari's here and it's her ship.
There's this scene of like Pogo on the ship, like strapped in, and
Wait,
the bounty hunter
right
like
next to
walking.
Ella.
It's like she's strapped in and healing, and the bounty hunter walks by, and they just like look at each other for a minute.
There's like a stink frog eye at the bounty. Just
And then when we're flying back, like the only seat is like directly, so they're sitting directly across from each other. And we're just like,
Oh yes, yes. The 15 minutes of uncomfortable silence.
Beautiful.
I don't think Hickson lets it be silent. It can
No,
still be
God, no.
uncomfortable.
very uncomfortable.
This is a perfect time to talk about your feelings.
He's
This is
training
like
for
a
his
group
psych
therapy
degree.
session if need be.
I will say that we're about an hour and a half in, so this is in fact a perfect time to take a little bit of a break. So give everybody 5 or 10 to do some bio, refresh your drinks, get coffee, get water, hydrate, all that good stuff. A great time if you want to hit that donate button for the ACLU, all that other good stuff. But we will be back in just a minute with some more Star Wars, everyone. We're going to go to a temple. Hey everybody, we are back. Welcome back to Star Wars Vagabonds, our little corner of the Outer Rim where we are on the planet Sistoda and have basically embarrassed the bounty hunter. I'm sure that won't come back to bite you in any way.
No.
I guess the whole Cad Bane sort of adversary relationship between Obi-Wan and Cad Bane, we can kind of Wraith and Rillo Hoon can kind of get there. I thought she's not going to go entirely away because I'm sure Turk wants to get involved and some of that too. So yeah. But yeah, so I believe right before we were going to break, Hal was planning to gather a couple of friends and head out to a ruined temple in the middle of nowhere for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah. So yeah, once we have dropped off our new Duros friend,
quote friend, and actually, when you land back, Pago is more than capable of she's in good shape. She didn't have
You
to
should
get-
probably stagger their release though, so they're not like walking out together.
Yeah.
I mean, Hickson hasn't got them like walking arm in arm by the time we leave.
They're gonna be best friends.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man. But I mean, she's probably not like. But you don't think you had to give her anything like put her under or anything like that. It's all just painkillers and quick heals and stuff like that. She basically just.
So once they're both off the ship, Hal will kind of get everybody together and say, "Hey, there's a."
Hang on, before she steps off the ship, she is going to actually just touch Hal on the shoulder and just they're not your enemy. Fear is your enemy. May the Force be with you. And then she walks off the ship.
And also with you, she's gone.
Not a Jedi.
Not a real Jedi. It's an aspect for a reason. So after that, he'll get everybody together. So I don't know what else we have pressing right now, but there's somewhere in the swamp that I'd like to go. Now that you all know more about me, I guess I can tell you. I think there's a Jedi temple or something out there. Turk and I found it when we were all running around from collecting the weapons that we were smuggling. It's a strange place, but there's something there that I feel like I need to check into more. I would like to go. Any of you who want to come with me would be more than welcome to. I don't know if we have the time.
I think we're between jobs right now.
I don't know why we wouldn't have the time. And I'd be interested in exploring an ancient ruin, personally.
Okay. It did something strange when Turk and I went there. I don't know if it'll do it again, but we got separated.
Sounds great.
The Force is weird there. Not that the Force isn't, kind of weird anyway, but
Such a way with words, Hal.
Exactly. That's
Look,
exactly what you want to hear your Jedi say.
I'm not a real Jedi, okay? I can't explain this stuff.
The Force is weird, man.
The Force is going to do some hinky stuff when we get there, and just be ready.
Hal is the dude Jedi.
Oh, great.
Jedi abides.
Jedi. Oh, no.
It's a bathrobe instead of a Jedi robe.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know what it may do when we get there, but there was a holocron inside, a really big one, bigger than one I've ever seen before. I don't really want to just leave it there, especially with the Empire being here now. If I can take it, or at least get whatever data's on it.
Holocron, you say? Tala says, like, pulling out tablets.
Yeah. Have you seen them before?
That's actually a good question. Has Tala seen a holocron before? I feel like probably.
I mean, probably if nothing else in records. I mean,
Yeah.
probably never seen, never like held one or anything. It's not something she could open anyway. And basically, she knows that they're very secure because the only way to open them is to have some force ability. So
so she's probably just seen like illustrations and books.
They're either cubical, or more commonly they're tetrahedral, like D4s.
Hal will actually go to his quarters real quick and get his and bring it out and show it.
Fair enough. And his is a cubical one.
This is what they usually look like. The one I saw was enormous.
Well, I was already planning to go with you, but now I'm twice as interested.
Are you going to open it up, Zach?
I mean, probably not if nobody says anything.
All right, fair enough. Looks like this. Only, fair enough.
He squirrels it away then. What about the rest of you? Do you want to come? I don't know what else we might find inside. It didn't look like there was anyone there, but
If you want us to go in the swamp with you, we can go in the swamp with you. But was not bred to explore. I was bred to fight, so I don't know what I would be able to help you with.
I don't know what all might be waiting for us there.
Is there a possibility of dire injury?
Maybe. I mean, it's an ancient ruin in the middle of a swamp. And the Empire is here, so yes.
Alrighty then.
Good to
I'm
have
not
you,
sure.
Hickson.
Not sure how much help I'd be in ancient ruins. I mean, I can go with you, but I don't know how much help I'll be.
I think we should all go. It will be a good bonding experience.
They can be some trust falls.
Well, if we all go, Ari, perhaps we can in fact fly the ship nearby.
If everybody is going, that's fine.
And perhaps we can work on finding our next job, since our hyperdrive is now operational.
Yeah, we can leave the system.
I have some thoughts about that, but we can talk about it after we get back.
Fair enough. So yeah, flies off into the. Are you being sneaky about it when you're flying?
Yes.
I feel like we ought to be.
Who's piloting?
If we're being sneaky, I can help.
Well, Ari, it's your ship, so
Yeah. It's just like everybody's sort of like, we felt really weird about flying your ship earlier.
Okay, then I will fly my ship.
Give me a sneaky roll.
If I can, I'll help.
By all means, yeah. I bet probably on like electronic countermeasures and stuff like that. Yeah.
I got a 1.
Okay.
I also got a 1 because I rolled a -1.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's not one of those, hey, let's go directly there and file our flight plan. Where are you headed? Abandoned Jedi Temple? What? But, just kind of swooping over. Probably another brief shot of like a Sistoden village, like kind of looking up and the ship goes by. But yeah, there's probably like a ridge of hills not far away from where the temple was. It's all mossy and covered in lichen and stuff like that, but there's not quite as many swamp trees, so it's not hard to set the ship down.
There's a nice picture of it in lore.
There is.
Mm-hmm. Picture of the temple, and there may have been, maybe this at one point was a landing pad that is. This is kind of an interior shot of the of the thing. But yeah, there's maybe at some point years ago this was a landing pad for people approaching. But yeah, it has a very kind of very Angkor Wat kind of feel to it. In that there's some kind of temple looking central bits, and kind of outside there, and this is all like the buildings are broken up by tree roots and vines. Everything is green. There's not, it's one of those, I can see rock kind of underneath all of this stuff. And yeah, there's like this giant, very large kind of central courtyard kind of thing. And on either side, those kind of the columnar sort of covered walkway kind of things. You can walk in and there's just pillars like this kind of leading into it. But of course, with the vines and trees and everything, those are almost like tunnels with openings every couple of feet now. And the kind of the center temple has the dark, basically the kind of a tall, I want to say probably about 10 meters high, three wide, but just like pitch black. You can't, beyond the door, who knows what's in there. And
okay, so
open.
Hal will point at the totally not ominous and creepy opening.
Well, it doesn't necessarily feel that way. It doesn't, because there are there are places that are tainted with the dark side that may look like an amusement park, but they feel creepy. This doesn't have that creepy feel. It doesn't have a bright, happy feel to it either, but it certainly has a draw. There's a feel of power to it, maybe, but not.
It's probably creepier to us than to you.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Like, I know this isn't creepy, but that probably looks not welcoming.
Tala draws her blaster just as a precaution.
So Hal points at the entrance and says, that's where Turk and I went. So that's where if what happened last time, that's where the giant holocron will be.
There's probably a jump scare moment where Tala's got her blaster out, and then there's a little little movement, and it's like a lizard or something like that, almost blasted kind of thing. But yeah,
blast him.
Well, lead the way, Hal.
Okay.
This is your expedition.
Hal will stride forward.
Okay, with all the confidence he possesses.
Mm-hmm. It's really not very much.
It's like five confidence. It's like not a lot, but it's some. No, it's fair. That's fair. Yeah, and then the interior of the Jedi Temple. Yeah, there's that kind of, again, that same room with the columns, and on the in the kind of nooks, there's statues that are, the features have been almost erased with time, and they're all vine wrapped and all this kind of other stuff. And the that kind of that central there are three statues, like a taller male, on the right a female, and on the left another male, younger, like some kind of a family, a father, a daughter, and a son kind of thing. And on the ground in front of them, there's wrecked pieces of, well, it looks kind of like the same material as that holocron that Hal's got, but you can put together, the shape isn't right either. It's not a cube, it's not a tetrahedron, it's more of a dodecahedron, a 12-sided shape, but meters on us. Instead, it's not something you'd hold in your hand. This thing would be like the chandelier size.
I don't understand what. The last time I was here, this was sort of hanging.
Well,
From the ceiling.
Well,
This is more like suspended in the force almost. I'm going to see if,
repulsor lift chandeliers are a thing,
I am going to see if I can manipulate the pieces to try to like float them all back together.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That sounds like you're solving a puzzle with clever.
Sure.
And
Can I use careful instead? Can I argue that I'm using careful instead to try to?
yeah.
That I want to get this right.
They're taking extra time to reconstruct it. Sure.
We're not in any rush as far as I'm aware.
Okay. Yeah. You can tell me I'm careful.
I will spend a fate point to tap my high aspect on that to make it a 3 total.
Okay. Yeah, and basically for the rest of you, Hal kind of reaches out his hand, and the pieces of this puzzle just kind of lift off the ground on their own and just going to start kind of swirling a little bit together, and they do form this kind of dodecahedron sort of shape. And I guess they kind of start spinning and closer together and faster and faster. And for Hal, there's probably for everyone else, it's kind of that moment is going to kind of freeze for a second, because I'm going to zoom in on Hal's point of view for a minute, because they spin and a light starts in the center and just kind of washes out the room. It's white and it's cold, really cold.
Oh no!
And it's snowing. It's snowing, and it kind of when you kind of shift your feet, there's a little crunch, and as you look down, and you're wearing like boots and snow gear. Your lightsaber at your side, and now you can kind of hear blaster fire in the distance.
And I'm like 10, I assume.
Maybe a little younger, yeah.
Oh no. I look around and run towards the blaster fire.
Yeah, you're on the This is the planet Scipio, where you and your master were during the Clone Wars.
Cool, awesome. This is great. This isn't going to be terrible at all. Okay, yeah. I run towards the blaster fire, lightsaber in hand, not ignited yet, but ready.
That's fair. All right, yeah. There's a not far away from you. There's basically looks like an observation post, and yeah, you can see your master. She's I can't say the word Iridonian. Say the same folks as Darth Maul. Horns are not. She's more of a kind of a tannish red than the deep red that Maul is. But anyway, she's also kind of dressed in kind of winter gear, kind of not unsimilar from the stuff they're wearing in Empire Strikes Back on Hoth, just kind of to stay warm kind of thing. And there are several clone troopers around there, and one of the clones is where, yes, well, I think we have the Separatists kind of against the wall here, sir. And it's just, oh, good. Oh, Hal, excellent. I think the situation looks like it's in hand. We may be able to get off this frozen rock in a little bit.
I will.
Well, good. Yes, I'm looking forward to it as well.
I mean, I assume that I'm not just that. Is Hal just reliving the memory, or does he have awareness of everything?
Yeah, no, this is you're still you, and and you're remembering kind of this conversation. After this, you guys did a little bit of training,
right?
It was I think you guys did some like emotional working on. I think you're working on probably on the Jedi mind trick, as it were.
Okay.
Kind of controlling, So she's like, he kind of leaves it to the captain. It's this, there's probably a small space. It's probably like a little commissary. It's kind of just a little place where you can get a hot beverage, and several off-duty troopers are probably also there eating meals with their helmets on the table and guns next to the chairs and all that other stuff. Which Hal, aware of what's going to happen, just finds very ominous that all the guns are just like. But Wraith would just be like, well, yeah, you don't want it to be far away from you, but you don't just put it on the table if you're going to eat.
It's rude.
Well, you don't want to be in the middle of battle. Why didn't your blaster work, soldier? I had soup in it, sir. Just not good.
Yeah.
It's like, and she just kind of looks at. She's like, "You okay? You seem agitated. Are you? We definitely need to work on centering and calm, don't we?"
Yeah. Yeah, I could use your lessons right about now. Master, I'm sorry.
Oh, no. Nothing to be sorry about, Hal. You're an excellent student.
No. You don't know what happens. Something terrible is going to happen.
Oh. You've had a feeling, a vision? That's good. That's a breakthrough.
Something like that.
Well, let's work with that then. And she's kind of like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is Hal's lightsaber formerly hers, or is it based on her design, or is that like she has hers on the table? She's got like a double-ended saber that she fights with.
His is just a single one, but it mimics a lot of her design. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. But not a straight up Cal Kestis, here, take my blade kind of thing.
Right.
Okay,
yeah.
fair enough. Okay,
it's
good.
his, but
good. All right, good deal. Yeah, but she's like, okay, just
everything goes wrong. The Jedi are gone. The galaxy is thrown into darkness. You're gone. I felt so lost.
Remember
and afraid.
Remember, Hal. The Force is always with you. It's always around you. We are always connected to it. Even if I'm gone, I'll be with you through the Force.
I can't feel you. It's been so long. It's hard to feel anything except this fear.
Ah. Well, everything you want is on the other side of that fear.
I don't know how that can be possible.
It's with the Force. Everything is possible that way. You can make it possible if you can break through that barrier.
I don't know how. I don't finish my training. You tell me to run, and I do, and I've just been running ever since.
Mm-hmm. And you're kind of doing this monologue, and you can kind of see some of the troopers and the commissaries kind of shaking their head and kind of tapping their earpiece. It's kind of like not really believing what it's kind of like frowning at what they're hearing kind of thing. Some of them are picking up their weapons, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But just, I know it happened.
Do?
And yeah, this is a memory. This is your memory, Hal. But you found a place that is strong in the Force. It can help you. You can help you. How about you need to focus, Hal. Current you can help past you. 10-year-old you. And you now, however old you are. And I'm glad that you have survived as long as you have. You can work together.
Okay.
Just don't run from your fear. Find it. Confront it. Fear's not bad. Fear's useful. Embrace it. Fighting from it, running from it, just makes it stronger. But making it a part of you, that's how you defeat it.
Okay.
It's just, and basically at her at this high point of her speech, there's just a little high pitch from outside the tent. Not a voice you've necessarily heard before, but there's this whole snap and a red light as this figure steps in, and of course all of the troopers stand up with and are drawing their guns. It's by the laugh, it's clearly a female, but she is in kind of that dark trooper armor with a cloak and a wide-brimmed, kind of almost a plague doctor like helmet.
Oh. Oh no. Oh no.
And she just floats into the room. Her feet actually don't touch the ground. She just hovers in. It's like, yes. Embrace your fear, Hal. Use it. Let it fuel you. Everyone, I think it's time. And all the troopers swivel their guns towards you and your master.
Yep.
What do you do? I mean, of course, fear is telling you to run.
Yeah. I feel like so this is a memory, even though it's going strange.
Mm-hmm.
It's just my memory of my fear, so it can't really hurt me. So he stands to defend himself.
Okay. Lightsaber.
Yep. It.
All right. Fair enough. And you
Ignites.
can hear your master's saber igniting twice behind you, and so yeah. And this floating figure says, "Oh, good. Come.
It's really not.
Be on the winning side."
Who are you? You weren't here. What is this?
Oh, I'm not there yet.
What?
I'm not there yet. But now I can see you.
Hal probably at that point advances on her.
Okay,
And swings.
Sorry, take a swing. All right, fair enough. And it's a, you know that flash and the lightsabers come together. Yep. Back in the present.
Yep.
The spinning pieces of this holocron, and Hal's pulled his saber out without a word, and just sliced into the whole thing. And there's this a big kind of eruption of force, everyone thrown back. Question for you, Zach. Would you like to spend 3 fate points to clear that fearful corruption that you have? Because you advanced and faced your fear.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
So does that aspect change names, or does it just go away for now?
That aspect goes away because the aspect goes away because the approach was not careful for you, but was fearful, and now it's back to being a careful approach.
Okay.
Something I wish I could do with the Fate Accelerated character sheets. I need to get into the API so I can actually change the name of those aspects when you get them. But yeah, you can wipe that off, and that there's probably a personality change a little bit. Well, that'll become obvious later. But yeah, you kind of come out of it, and again, when the holocron, when he smashes into it, there's a bright flash of light. It's kind of one of those flashbangs gone off. Wraith, are you wearing your bucket? You're muted, but it looks like an "of course I am."
Yes, it wasn't. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, it takes a very, very bright flash to overwhelm the protection that bucket provides. But for a split second, it does white out, and you kind of have a little after image. That usually is. Atomics usually do that when somebody sets off a nuke or something on a battlefield. But yeah, and when everybody's vision kind of blinks back and there are spots, there is a holocron, a 12-sided, probably about 4 feet across, about 20 feet up in the air, just floating and spinning just above in the room. And Hal is kind of blinking the brightness back as well, and your lightsaber is on.
Oh. He shuts it off. And then turns around and just sort of gestures like, and this is a holocron.
Yes, everybody's it's kind of like,
My optical sensors are...
Yeah, I was say there are probably Hickson. You probably have the same thing going on that Wraith is going on. There's probably some. The assassin bot would have had some protection from flashbangs. That's on the chassis, not the programming. So yeah, it's still kind of like. But yeah, it's bright like atomics, and there's still probably a little bit of processing. There are some corrupted frames in the digital feed. But yeah.
Sorry.
Is everyone all right? Bright lights are bad for your optical receivers.
I'm okay. Thank you, Hickson.
My eyes are fine. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Yep. Ari, your pet spy droid is probably bitching in binary at you about the flashbang, but
sorry about that.
No lasting harm done, I don't think.
Yeah, about that.
Now what?
I think I did a thing.
Define thing, Hal.
A thing.
So I saw. I had a memory of when. Where I was with my master when Order 66 happened. It's not a great memory for me. I thought it was just me reliving what happened, but there was something new. Someone else was in it and said that they could see me now?
Can you describe what this someone else looked like?
Sure, yeah. And then I described the figure that I saw.
Is that enough for
Black
Tala to
armor,
know what
yeah.
that is?
I mean, that's kind of the style of that's the creepy ass style that the Inquisitorius likes. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's sort of what my suspicion was, but I wanted. All right.
They're allowed a little more theatrics than a lot of the Empire
I
generally
would
goes
say,
for.
I guess Wraith maybe knows about the Inquisitorial. Is this enough where we can like exchange a very dark look, like both of us know what this is and are?
Yeah, I think Wraith would have, because Wraith was transferred to the 501 first.
Yeah.
Because that's where all of the clones were transferred after Order 66. So yeah, he would probably have been.
Yeah.
Well, he might actually have been attached to the Inquisitorial commando squads.
And yeah, and may not have run into this one in particular, but hell, you may have briefly worked under Vader. I mean, it's entirely possible.
I've probably seen him.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. So Tala exchanges a very dark look with Wraith.
She had a red lightsaber. So good news, I feel better. Mostly. But yeah, that's
So sticking around here probably isn't the best idea.
not for very long.
Not if what he saw is what I think it is.
I still want to open this. But
Okay.
But yeah, we probably should. I don't know if she can just track me wherever I go. She made it sound like though she knew where I was.
I really hope not.
Yeah, me too. I've never fought anyone with a lightsaber before that wasn't, just like training their master, and she felt really bad.
It sounds like you saw an Inquisitor.
I saw what?
The Inquisitors are a group of Force users, Force sensitives, employed by the Empire to hunt down other Force sensitives.
The remains of the Jedi Order.
Right.
She looks at Hal like very like you.
Yeah.
Those hidden terrorists. Those hidden terrorists. The Jedi that managed.
I mean, I'd heard rumors about essentially Force sensitive people across the galaxy being sort of quietly swept away, but never any real details.
There's a reason for that, and the reason is that particular squad.
Great. Okay.
So, I think we should get what we want out of this temple and then get out of here.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. I'll turn around and try to send her enough to open the holocron proper this time.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's intact, which is a definite improvement.
Right.
Fair enough.
Do I need to
how
do a thing?
How are you doing? Yeah, what are you using an approach to open? I guess something for. I mean, calm and just attuning to it, kind of. I don't know if there's necessarily a role.
Okay.
Though maybe for the first time, maybe there
Sure.
should be. Maybe are you thinking again? Careful, probably. Are you
Probably more like clever this time,
Okay.
or quick maybe, because
Fair
like,
enough.
he kind of wants to get
do you
this
feel
done
like
and
quick
leave.
because you're under time pressure? I
Yeah,
can see
like,
quick. Okay.
oh, there's a Jedi hunter after me. I should probably just do this and then we can like go.
Fair enough. Okay.
Hey, that is a 4.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, you see, Hal standing with a lot more confidence just kind of reaches up to the thing and. Okay, so for those of you who have seen holocrons open in other media, like with the cubes, it's the corners turn, and I think also on the Sith ones. On this, the faces turn. They kind of lift away from the holocron, so all 12 sides just kind of go out and open up, and directly beneath the holocron is a holographic image of a Doug in ceremonial Jedi robes, and for folks who are watching and not 100% Star Trek or Star Wars, Star Trek really. If you're not 100%, if you're not 100% Star Trek geeks and really aren't up on all the things about Buck Rogers' uniform or why Gandalf is important to this franchise. No, anyway.
Wow! Wow! We just went
Just
full.
Going the whole
no.
way.
May the force be with you, Harry. Picard.
I have engaged.
But the
You're a
Doug,
Jedi, Harry.
Get in the TARDIS.
the Doug are from the very first prequel. They basically walk on their arms, and their legs are their manipulating limbs. So he's about about 4.5 feet tall, maybe, and has it basically has his lightsaber kind of on the hip and all this kind of stuff. A new student. It's been a long time. Welcome, Jedi, to the Sestodan Archive. How can I be of assistance to you? He's just looking directly at Hal. Just
Tal's probably got like a data port and was getting ready to try to download all of the data on this thing, and then like stops as the thing addresses Hal.
It's like getting
Where
close
is the
to the
USB
hologram.
port
Like
for
where do I poke?
She was looking for a place to plug in.
He kind of looks around and then like pulls his holocron out. We kind of need to leave. Is there some way for me to put you on this?
Oh, I'm afraid not.
Or
the archive is very large. However, are you implying that the archive is at risk?
I think so. Yes, the dark side is coming. No, how does it know what else to say?
The dark side.
I've never done this before.
Understood.
Force, it's bad.
Understood. If you don't mind opening that for me.
Sure. And with a lot more practiced ease, he just sort of like.
Yep. The corners twist and kind of come away, and the whole thing opens up. And the beginning of a hologram of Obi-Wan Kenobi appears to start replaying the warning that Obi-Wan left for all Jedi. It's that it was a bad day for the Republic. The archivist kind of, we'll get to that in a moment, and kind of reaches out with his feet, and the hologram kind of hovers over his right foot there, and he concentrates on it for a minute, and you can see a stream of like blue light come from the center of the holocron, of the big holocron, into the little one, and it's like and it closes up and floats back to you. It's like, I've given you a key. We'll put the archive in standby, and when you need it, we'll be here. Padawan,
Okay. Thank you.
You may call me Master Droog.
Master Droog. Thank you, Master.
Of course. And welcome to the archive. I look forward to having more time to talk with you.
Yeah, me too.
It sounds like the archive needs some updating.
Right, yeah. Yeah. Are you connected to the archive on Coruscant?
Think of us more of a backup.
Okay. All right.
I would not promise that this archive is as up to date as the archive in the temple on Coruscant.
Got it. Okay. I have a zillion questions, but zero time to ask them.
Understood.
Thank you, Master.
Perhaps it is time for you and your friends to get to safety.
Yeah, I think so. I'll be back.
Okay.
He'll close the holocron up.
And Hickson's waving. It's like the Doug gives the bot a little bit of a tilted head and kind of.
I'll open mine up for you later if you want, and it's not a lot. It's a warning from Master Kenobi, and then it's saber training forms, but I'd be happy to show you. Well, next time I am able to access it, I'll be sure to bring you.
You hear from behind you, Wraith. It's good to know that General Kenobi made it out alive.
Did you know? Oh,
We should leave.
yep. I think that's the cue to go.
I don't know if that came across on the call, but that was the scream of a TIE fighter going.
Yeah, it came across.
Okay, good. I don't know why it's not coming in my headphones, but good. Yay. Fair enough.
Yep. So we all book it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. So yeah, you get back outside and well, I don't know what you mean, Happy Caster. TIE fighters are a wonderful sound. But yeah, we get back outside the temple and your bikes are there. Nothing seems changed, and your ship is not far away. So yeah, it's the whole getting to it and getting off the ground.
That would be nice.
Fair enough.
I think we need to relocate off of Sestora for a while. What's in the VC system?
To the best of your knowledge, nothing.
You're muted again.
Yeah. You're muted again. For
muted.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Anyway, some of the information I took from the warehouse indicated that they might be building a space station or perhaps starships, deck plating, gravity generators, things of that nature. And the VC system was mentioned a couple of times. I think they might be building something there, and it may be worth at least getting an idea of what we're dealing with nearby.
That sounds bad.
That sounds promising.
Hal just sort of looks over at Wraith. Like, we have definitions of that word.
So, Ari, you've got the ship off the ground and kind of headed sort of towards the spaceport, but four TIE fighters basically kind of come sort of rolling in behind you because they didn't see you take off necessarily, but gee, there's a ship in this suspicious area that they were sent to check out. So you basically get a
Oh boy.
you
To
know,
the guns! Nixon just like,
so relentlessly cheerful, which is like, to the guns, yeah.
The medical droid sure is a good shot.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Surgically precise, you might say.
He wasn't born a medical droid.
Listen,
I wasn't born at all. I was
Say-
made.
they're a droid, right? They weren't born.
But yeah, all right. Basically, you get the TIE fighters coming in your channels, like figures out your call signs. So you're in a restricted airspace. What are you doing? What's your
Leaving.
flight plan? What's your flight plan?
Leaving.
All right.
Right now, I'm just trying to get away from them and out of orbit.
Yeah. So you're headed up instead of towards Myrport. That's fair. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. All right. So yeah, it's I think we're probably going to be headed into our first space battle. So that'll be fun. Yay.
Yay.
Awesome.
All right, CT-806, we're going to need you to land at the Imperial Garrison and prepare to be boarded for inspection.
No.
Yeah. I mean, that's either the cue to say get stuffed or con them somehow or punch it. Yeah. All good options. You don't want to go into hyperspace here in atmosphere.
No.
That's
no.
bad.
Yes.
We're not the Millennium Falcon.
I would like to try and con them.
Light skipping is not a thing.
Yeah, conning them sounds like what I would probably be most likely to do.
All right, fair enough. And how are in what way?
We're just a trader vessel. We're not, they're not doing anything suspicious.
We sat down. We sat down for a moment. We had a bad stabilizer.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay, cool. Roll against sneaky. And this basically will affect. It's kind of a chase thing, and this will affect your lead.
2. That would be a 1.
Okay.
And can I use You Can Trust Me
Yeah. For that +2.
for a +2? So that would be a 3.
Okay. So I need. Why did they change the name of the? All right, fine. I did it. Why is this not working? Oh, no. I'm trying to drag the thing onto the board, but I'm having a hard time doing it. Anyway, okay, I'm just going to do it verbally then. I have a 10 wedge chase clock, and basically when it gets full, the TIE fighters will have caught you. Because you've rolled really well, they only have 3 wedges full. So I'm going to try and figure out why that is not working. But anyway, we've got that going on, and I guess so. I understand Hickson and somebody else is heading for the guns. Is that right? There are 2 gun turrets, and there's kind of a gunner's chair in the cockpit as well. So
Tala will actually go to the engine room to see if things can be done there to help.
For damage control and things
Damage
like that.
control, speed boost, anything I can do from back there.
Shields,
But the
etc.
guns are not really her thing.
Fair. Yeah.
Well, beyond
speed boost-
designing them.
Speed boost is honestly a great idea. That's things like putting putting aspects on the scene to like a fuel overcharge, or that sounds like something that they do at the docks for you. But yeah,
I would guess Hal is probably in the co-pilot seat.
fair enough.
Wraith on the other gun.
Yeah.
Working together.
As far away as possible.
We're a team.
Oh, no. Yeah, nice.
Opposite sides of the ship.
Opposite side of the ship, where we like.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly where I want him to be, says Ray. All right. Why is... Oh my god, really? Did it... Oh. Okay, that's why I broke it last time, that's why. All right, let's see if this will work then. Nope. Okay, these things are just not wanting to cooperate. Fair enough.
Is the space combat in this similar to Tachyon Squadron?
In a way, because because we're going to kind of roll a tactics roll to see who can attack whom.
Okay.
Basically, in similar to Tachyon Squadron, in that I'm not going to try and keep track of where all the ships are in space, because then we may as well spend the next 3 hours and I'll get out a table and we can play X-Wing. And Fantasy Flight has a game for that, but Tachyon Squadron kind of, I'm stealing this part from it anyway, is it boils it down to who has tactical advantage over whom. So if your X-Wing is behind that guy's TIE fighter, you're higher up on the tactical chart and you can shoot him. He's got somebody on his tail, so he's lower and can't shoot you because you're behind him. But what that looks like is kind of up to us to describe. We can, we're doing a barrel roll or whatever fun things we can do to maneuver the ship. And there's some kind of fun things we can do. But anyway, all good stuff. So right now, I get as pulling away. Are you? And you're kind of like, oh, I see, and everybody just kind of jumps out of the cockpit and starts running for their various parts of the ship, which will probably take a round. It's not that big a ship, but it's going to take a second to get there. But what are you going to do in the meantime, Ari? What's your piloting maneuver here? I guess go ahead and put everybody kind of where they are on the tactics.
Did they buy my my lineup being a
which is why they're not any closer than they are. Like I said, they've got that 3 wedge table. Let's see if I can I really? Why are you doing this? Okay, I don't know, I broke the whole thing. Fair enough. But I can probably do it this way. Yeah, okay. I'll make a damn circle, I don't care. There.
I'm gonna keep trying to go up instead of
And
if I can keep just ahead of them or maybe just a little bit faster than them, I wouldn't mind.
There. That's not great, but that's filled in. This is why I'm not drawing maps for this game, because of my complete inability to art at all. However, I will say that they tactically rolled their position on that tactical chart is at a 0. So what did you roll for piloting? Are you being flashy?
I haven't rolled for piloting. I only rolled.
Are you piloting flashy?
Yeah, I could do that.
Flying boldly and with fun maneuvers and stuff. Perfect.
Woo-hoo. All right, let me call up my sheet again because I accidentally closed it.
I mean, what kind of smuggler would you be if you didn't fly like Han Solo, right?
I got a 2.
Perfect. So you are in fact higher on the maneuver chart than these TIE fighters. So if you wanted to blow them out of the sky, you have the ability to do so. You're kind of in front of them, but there's it's space. You can be going in one direction and pointing in another. That's a thing that can happen.
Right. I don't know how many are there? 4, you said?
There are 4.
I don't know if my ship can handle 4.
Well, you've got 2 turrets and main gun, so you've got an opportunity to shoot twice.
All right, let's take it.
Okay.
And you guys are my gunners, so.
Well, I mean, this round you could probably pump that into just speed and maybe increasing your lead a little bit. Because
Yeah, that's what I want to
do. Okay, that's while they're settling in. So we'll just put that towards that then, and I'll fill in a little bit more of this pie wedge here, and fair enough. And so yeah, the fighters are basically screaming towards you and starting to fire at this point. So I guess I get to do other fun, cool.
Pew pew.
TIE fighter sounds, yeah. Yep, I've got. Okay, God, I can barely hear it, but I can hear it, and then they can shoot at you. I love having sound effects for this game. It's so good, and they're all like public domain. So yeah. But anyway, fair enough. And so they're going to try and shoot at you. They don't have a good shot because of their tactics, and my God, did they roll poorly? So yeah, no hits at all.
Yay!
And so we'll start at the top of next round, and you have tactical advantage over them. Everybody's in their gun positions, so I guess flying, shooting. What would I guess I since I know Taryn that Hickson and Wraith are going to shoot. What is Hal and Tala going to do?
Since we haven't taken any damage yet, I would like to, if I can, modify the hyperdrive slightly to maybe get a little bit, or not even the hyperdrive, I guess, whatever kind of sublight engine we have.
A speed boost to your sublight engines? Yeah,
see if I can do something that's maybe inadvisable in the long term, but in the short term might help us survive.
Yep, you can do well, sort of like what Han Solo did. He dumped a whole thing of coaxial fuel into the hyperdrive during the Kessel run, but you could maybe just under controlled circumstances just enrich the feed a little bit.
Yeah, because
less chance of exploding might be nice.
Yeah, and it's not the hyperdrive or anything. We're not there yet.
It sounds like you're pulling a clever trick. Why don't you roll clever, and you've got a stunt that modifies, so I think you're in good shape. Create me an aspect that we can
let's go here. Clever, and that's a 7.
Good Lord. Nice. Okay. I think that is going to be pretty fine. We'll put. I'm going to put an aspect with Need for Speed on the board, with 2 charges on it. 2.
Awesome.
That way, if that's good. Hal, what would you like to do? Also, in a position to kind of help everywhere, but. Things like angling the deflector shields might be a useful thing to do.
Yeah, I imagine he was gonna split time between just like manning shields and then doing what he can to help Ari if possible.
That sounds good. Yeah, angling deflector shields you can do from the cockpit, kind of in that co-pilot seat. So
sure.
Yeah.
So he'll, I guess, basically be ready to like angle them for wherever the ties are in relation to us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's essentially again creating that aspect of having the deflector shields. Angle the deflector shields, which is such a Star Wars thing to say.
Make an approach for that at all?
Yeah, probably. Okay. Let's see how quick, if I'm quick enough to get the shields up, or how effectively you move them around. Yeah,
I was thinking it would be quick.
I think sounds quick. The quick sounds like a great.
All right.
Great use of that. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That is enough to do it. So we've got that angled deflector shield aspect, which is awesome. We'll put that on the board as well. Fantastic. All right. So then we'll go to Hickson and then to Wraith. Just because that's the order they're on my screen in Zoom. But you guys have a tactical advantage, so you can shoot at the TIE fighters. They're pretty quick and hard to hit, but it's certainly doable. I love in like Star Wars and Rebels, they're always like flying across, so you have to kind of turn and which, if you think about it, doesn't necessarily make sense. That why are they doing all of this? But that's standard Imperial pursuit patterns. So they're trying.
They went a little to the left. What do we do?
Well, I mean, it's always been in my head that like because ties are so fast that they have to continually like you're basically like circling the thing because you're going so fast that you like the ties don't have shields, so their main defense is just don't stop moving and just go as fast as possible. So you swing past your enemy and come back and like really weird.
Always making
patterns.
You're always making strafing runs.
So what are we thinking for shooting? I would like to use my aspect leftover kill code.
Fair, yeah. If you need the aspect, I mean, the nice thing about aspects is you can always
do it later.
You can always use them after the roll. If the roll is fine, then you don't necessarily have to blow a fate point. But
fair.
Do we have to be? Can we be careful or clever with our shooting?
Yeah.
I mean, clever is like solving a puzzle. I mean, I would argue careful is when you're like waiting for the perfect shot and then pulling a trigger.
Yeah.
Quick would be on the just kind of shooting everything.
Spray and pray.
Yep. Either way.
I'll probably use careful.
I'm going to go with careful.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, it's just very, very...
that's flush. So that's 3.
I got a 1. I am going to use the fate point to invoke
fair enough, so 3 and a 3.
Leftover kill code. It just sort of like clicks on and just like... Wait a second.
Well, their defense, they rolled probably as good as they're going to all day, and their defense is also a 3. But
okay, I'll tap.
Well, go ahead.
Oh, the tactical advantage gives us.
Well, I was gonna say the ship has the guns are weapon 1, so they will do at least a point of stress.
Can I tap the +2, the free +2 need for speed?
Yes,
absolutely. To go even more over top of them.
Certainly.
To do 3 stress.
Yep, and that would take it. That would take it out, which is one of those.
Oh.
sorry.
That wasn't us. Don't worry. That's not your ship.
It's not us. It's not us. Don't worry.
Not us.
All right, Taryn, do you want to bump up yours as well, or are you happy with wigging him?
How would I go about bumping that up?
Is there another aspect you could tap?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Then that's perfectly fine. Yeah, you've one of them is winged and is you kind of see him spin off, but he doesn't blow up. So.
Winged is fine.
I got you.
That wasn't a sound effect. It's hailing outside.
Oh no!
Great.
I was like, I hear like. It's like, what is that?
Nice. Fair enough.
How's that frozen north treating you, Adam?
Super frozen, super north.
Isn't that great? Fair enough. All right, we'll come around to the next turn. So, Ari, are you want to try and if you can kind of push your piling a little bit, you can get rid of some of these wedges on this pursuit track, and if you can get rid of all of them, you guys will be well away from these TIE fighters.
Surely. It's a little more flashy piloting.
Sure. And if you want, I would also say maybe at some point, give me a clever roll.
Which do you want first?
You tell me.
I'll do clever first.
Okay.
Ooh. Clever 4.
Okay. And then piloting?
Whoops. That would be 3.
Okay. And their piloting roll is not so great. So cool. They've got a 2. So you're still ahead of them on the tactical, and that will actually knock one of those wedges out. So
Yay.
I get to no, not clear, cancel. There's got to be an erase on this. Is there an erase? Where's the eraser?
Did you make these visible to us? Because I don't see them.
Is this all on? Oh, I'm dumb.
It's on the DM layer.
Yeah, I put it all in the DM layer because I'm
Yeah,
like
that
that.
happens. It's one of those.
No wonder you guys aren't making fun of my of my drawings.
Terrible drawings.
I thought you were doing that on purpose.
Nope. Okay. And no one can see the. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Jesus, Jay.
Ah.
Hey, a clock.
Fabulous.
Yeah. Now you can see my crappy art. Fair enough. I totally know how Roll20 works. Yeah, it's good. But anyway, yeah, no, your flying is great. You're getting well ahead of these TIE fighters. I don't know how to erase this, but I'm gonna try and freehand draw, I guess, in white. Maybe that'll do it. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, there we go. Get rid of that. Yeah, get you out of here. Anyway. But the clever is because you figured out that the TIE fighters are actually driving you towards something, because hanging in space above the planet of Sestota and in your basic flight path to jump to hyperspace is an Imperial light corvette.
Oh dear.
Not a Star Destroyer, but it's got
Right.
that same wedge shape, and in the back are kind of like the 3 engines and the little bridge.
Oh, it's that kind. It's not the Rebels kind where it just has the TIE fighters that drop off.
No, that's a Gozanti. That's almost that's a transport.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, this is one that'll that those would dock to. It's a little bigger, but it's basically the picket ship.
Fantastic.
For the planet.
Ooh.
Yep. Yeah, and it kind of there's probably a brief cut to the bridge where there's a couple of Imperial officers on there seeing the fight going on in the distance. What's going on over there? Oh, it's some kind of merchant ship, possibly a smuggler, sir. Ah, excellent. Our first catch of the day.
In their notably British accents.
Yes, in their
British accents.
A terrible British accent. But my British accent is incredibly terrible. So yes, but yes. Our first catch of the day. Excellent. But that goes back around. I guess you've got another round to shoot. Wraith and Hickson. And I guess, Daniel, what I recommend here would be start making plans to jump to hyperspace. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can get these wedges, basically you started the programming and like, okay, cool. I've calculated our jump coordinates. The nav computer is working on a plan.
Yeah, is that a turn for me in the back?
Yeah, if you want.
Okay, sure, yeah.
But yeah, you hear from Ari that there's a light cruiser in your flight path, so you kind of have to
recalculate.
Recalculating route. But
I will do some quick math.
I was like, really hope that hyperdrive repair went well.
I'm actually standing by if it didn't.
I've actually waited to do the repair roll for just this moment to see how well the repair has gone.
Oh no! Okay,
I was like, we skipped that roll. That was weird.
Okay, so I guess I will roll to see how well I repaired the hyperdrive then.
Not yet. You still got 2 wedges before you're clear to jump, so we'll see.
Well, we are prepared to jump then, at least.
Oh boy.
Yep, mentally prepared. Let's make sure the ship did well too. But okay, so I guess Wraith and Hickson both give me attack rolls for you. And my fighters did not defend well at all. So
God. Rolled another wash.
Okay.
So it's 3.
Okay.
What am I rolling? What am I rolling against?
They rolled a 2, so that's 1, so that's 2, which is enough to take the TIE fighter out.
Okay.
We have 2 Strax boxes, so.
If I up that, would it spill over to another TIE?
You probably could, yeah, if you wanted to bump that up.
Yeah, I am an ex-Republic Commando clone mercenary. I'm pretty good in a fight.
I'd bump it up by 2, which guess what? Takes out 2 TIE fighters. What does that look like when in one round you splash 2 bad guys? Is that
I think it's like I shoot one and it spirals into the next one. Very
Alright,
a la Han Solo, and like it knocks instead of just knocking Darth Vader out, it spins into the other one and they blow up.
So yeah, I mean, are they basically coming at this bubble cockpit, and you're just kind of letting the laser fire come while you're like, all right, aiming now?
You hit the wing in just the right spot to make it.
Yeah, it's like
Stormtroopers, my ass.
Well, as Hickson rolled a -1, so it's just like
I'm helping.
trying.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, honestly, that's not bad. But I mean, TIE fighters, they really their goal is to make sure you miss. So if you miss, they're doing their jobs.
I definitely missed.
Fair enough.
Nixon's like, that was inadequate. Just
Perfect. All right.
Unacceptable.
One more. So, Ari,
Mm-hmm.
you want to try to lose this guy with piloting?
That would be nice.
All right. Let's do a contest of piloting then. And you've got
What are we rolling for piloting? Am I still rolling flashy?
I think you've been doing pretty well with flashy. Sounds like flashy is your piloting.
That would be a 5.
All right. Well, you beat him by 2, which is enough to kind of get rid of that last wedge. And if you want, you guys can
try to jump to hyperspeed.
Try to jump to light speed. Yeah.
Where's R2 when you need him? Damn it!
I need to cue up the hyperdrive failure noise.
It's not my fault.
But if I'm not mistaken, so this was I believe you were using careful to repair this.
Tala probably would have used clever.
Ah, fair enough. A puzzle. So you try to improve it.
Putting all the parts back together, and I have an aspect I can tag if this goes horribly wrong. I'm hoping it won't though, because this is what she does.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. This was a difficult repair. So you're overcoming an obstacle of great. So you need a +4 or better.
All right. Well, I have +5, so I just got to roll and not roll terrible.
All right.
That's another 5. +2 is 7.
Nice. So yeah, there's just that brief sort of sound before it's like, which is like, oh, and then just, and from in the cockpit, the light just and you guys in the turrets will also see it too. The light just kind of streaks toward you because from the view of the Corvette, they're like, well, that smuggler is almost within tractor beam range, sir, and then. Sorry.
Tala just lets out a loud sigh of relief and sits down in the engine room.
Nice. Fair enough. But yeah, it's just kind of now that you're in hyperspace, it's kind of just got that kind of a nice hum to it. There's a little bit of a wobble in the sound. It's like, that could maybe be tuned if you wanted to. In other words, there are ways. This is a ship that could be modified. You know, it's a Corellian ship, so you can get it to maybe not Millennium Falcon speed, but not bad. This has probably got a hyperdrive of probably like 1.5. It's pretty decent. So 1.5 or 2. It's it's not the fastest ship, but it's probably at least the speed of some of the Rebel capital ships and stuff like that. So the Visi system, and we've got just a little bit of time left. You guys come out. What would you like to do? There is time in hyperspace for a scene if there's one you want to do. If there isn't anything you could think of, we can just cut ahead. But is there that moment of you've got a little bit of a sigh of relief moment?
Did we forget Turk?
No,
Turk's been asleep the whole time.
Yeah, I think he's been sleeping it off in his room, and he wakes like, did I hear gunfire? What's going on out here?
He stumbles out just as we enter hyperspace.
Got so drunk playing Sabacc, yeah. so drunk playing Sabak that he was going to hit on that bounty hunter, so put him in bed.
Yeah, I put him in bed.
Hickson's like, perhaps I gave him a little large dose of sedative. I don't know. No, but yeah, honestly, I think it's a situation of you guys can kind of do a little recon, and we'll connect Turk back up with the group when you guys get back to Sestota. But yeah, coming out in VC in the VC system, much like the charts, you probably have come out far enough, a safe distance away from the one of the biggest masses on the outside of the system, which is a large gas giant. And there are like 3 belts of asteroids and about 2 gas giants in the system, and that's it. There's not a habitable world here. This is sometimes if it's used by anybody on hyperspace routes, it's just kind of okay, we need to here and then go that way. This is a point to come out of hyperspace and change direction, kind of thing.
Okay.
But it's not a destination because it's mostly just rock.
And sensors aren't picking up anything?
Oh, I didn't see that. You haven't used your sensor. You guys have just kind of come out of hyperspace and now.
Well, I would like to use my sensors.
Okay. Are we? I mean, searching carefully will be like making. I would say the downside to searching carefully would be that you would kind of make noise when you're looking. That's like using active sonar, the kind of business. Whereas, like a quick search would probably be more passive sensors, and just kind of a very quick sweep. You might get.
All right. Well, I'll try quick.
Or you could be sneaky about it, and that might take you more time, but it would certainly.
Yeah, I think
you information
would be best.
Okay. Using your sensors in a sneaky fashion.
That's a 5.
Okay. Dang. Nice. Tal is okay with sneaky and knows her ship, and it probably takes a while. Like I said, this is kind of one where you're like, okay, I can scan this area, and we're kind of in the mass shadow of this gas giant, so no one, will just think they're maybe part of a moon, and then you kind of scoop away. You kind of hang on to like one of the larger rocks in the asteroid belt to see. So it probably takes, I'd say, maybe a couple of days to just kind of get a really good map of the system. But what you eventually find is what looks like a small, well, it's small now, but it's a station in a very imperial style, has those distinctive trapezoidal windows that are, like this, and when there are, and it looks like a station, or judging from the curvature, it's going to be very large. But they're building some kind of station here.
Oh, good.
And this is the sensors that you can get from a ways off. And maybe if you guys want to get closer, that can be something we do next time on Star Wars Vagabonds. Credits roll, all the good stuff. So yay. That was fun. Space battles. Woo!
Ooh.
I'm good. I'm so happy with it. So, fair enough. I'm going to kind of give everybody a shout out again to Roll for Change for hosting us for this. Thank you so much for giving us a home for this fun show that everybody can come and watch. Again, donations to the ACLU. All good stuff there. Again, I guess I don't want to step on Adam's toes, but I do want to plug Dresden Files, which is coming up soon, also on Roll for Change. I'll let him talk about that more. Also, right after this, on So Matty Games, which I will put in chat. Twitch.tv. They are raising money for a friend who is basically taking some help with some hospital bills, and they are doing streams all weekend, going through Sunday. They've got giveaways going on, raffles for like 50 prizes, I think, over the whole weekend that they're giving away. So lots of cool stuff there. I don't know if we have permission to raid directly, but I'm going to point everybody in that direction after this. So I'll put that in Twitch so we can all get there. But yeah, lots of cool stuff there. I have been CJ. I've been Commander Pulsar, and I have been your game master. I promise one of these I'll get the hood off of eBay, and then I can be your Emperor Palpatine over here. We'll do that. That'll be so I can get in costume. Getting in costume is something new for me, but I'll try it anyway. Get that done, and you can see me here Saturdays at noon to about 2:30, 3 o'clock, and I'll let everybody else kind of do their outros. I guess we'll go backwards and start with Taryn. Who are you? What else are you doing? Where else can we find you?
Hi, everybody. I am Taryn at Tarzan Nosy on Twitter. I eventually got there. You can find me starting next week over on twitch.tv/technoscald. We're going to be playing some Mothership, which is it's space, but space horror. So, and very much just, we're going to die a lot. Character creation is very fast, and so I'm very anticipating. I actually would like to die at least once. Very excited for that.
Nice.
But other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it for right now. Then, obviously, here on Saturdays, playing the lovable, relentlessly chipper Hickson.
Yep. Okay. Hal.
Hi, I'm Zach. You can find me at Sir Gorals on Twitter. You can find me at just Gorals on Twitch. Right now, this is where I'm at on Saturdays for your Saturday morning / afternoon Star Wars, and coming up Fridays soon. But I'll let that guy talk more about that.
Zuri, tell us about what you're doing.
I am Zuri. I am a Twitch creative streamer at Spookerific. My Twitter is also at Spookerific. I do traditional drawing, ink, watercolors, things like that. So, I mean, I try to stream on the weekends, usually after 5 p.m.
Awesome. And Turk? No? Okay. Adam.
I am still Adam. You can find me on the tweeters at Adam_J_Pearson. And as multiple people have said, the Dresden Files will be returning next Friday. We're still nailing down the cast, making sure everyone is still on board for season 2. We will be returning to Portland to see what is in store for our group of disaster family heroes, and what's going to happen to Portland in the aftermath of a giant explosion. Other than that, you can also find me here playing Wraith, the Clone Commando, and for now, that's about it.
Yeah, more giant explosions, right? All commandos.
All the explosions all the time.
And finally, but not least, our tech person, and thank you, Danielle, for that. Danielle, tell us what's going on.
Hi, I am Danielle. I am at Raconteur on Twitter. You can find me talking about all kinds of nerdy stuff, from books to movies to TV to games. And as far as other TTRPG stuff, like several other people, I will be involved with the Dresden Files game that resumes next week, aka the Portland Files. So you can find me there. And you can also find me most Saturdays, although not today, at 8 p.m. on Other Doc's channel, where I play a Weaver in a game of Invisible Sun called The Edge of Paradox. It's a good time. You should check it out. Yeah, that's it.
Awesome, guys. I think that's everybody and everything. So we will see you next time, next week's, and at bright and early at noon on a Saturday morning. But it's been great having you, and thanks for coming to watch. And we will see you next time on Star Wars Vagabonds. Bye. Go check